encounter roleplay for the 7 Tuesdays. Vampire the Masquerade, maintain the masquerade. Rouse from torpor, these vampires find much more than they think lies in store. Just maintain the masquerade. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. Hope that somebody can hear the call. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. Hope that somebody can hear the call. Just maintain the masquerade. Maintain the masquerade. Maintain this masquerade. Maintain the masquerade.
Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and we're back today for another episode of Vampire the Masquerade Fall of London. We have the full cast and crew back together after a couple of weeks away and we're very excited to be here. Now if you're wondering what our intro was, then that is the wonderful Noir Enigma. Go follow them on Twitter. I've done a bunch of other pieces of music and songs for the other Encounter Roleplay shows. But we just think they're super, super awesome and been listening to them throughout the week. So thank you, Noir, for that. But let's go around our cast and crew. Let's remind ourselves who we are and who we're going to be playing today. So let's start over right next to me with Adam, Mr. Call of Cthulhu. How's it going, my friend?
Hi there, I'm really good. Yeah, excited to be back doing this. I am Jacob and Nosferatu. I think I'm about to climb a stupid elevator. This should be great.
Yeah, we're about to go full Die Hard, I think. I'm excited for it.
Die Hard if you're a vampire with soaring leap isn't really the same as poor John McClane.
Who's to say that there weren't vampires in Die Hard? I mean,
Alan Rickman was
just
there.
saying. Alan Rickman was present, so...
Alan Rickman, every girl immediately comes on screen at once.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Jess, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. I'm excited. I'm here to play Rahat, the local Blood Witch Tech Wizard, Tremere nerd person. So everyone else is cool, and I'm here to just be a nerd.
You're here to figure out phones. That's
yeah.
I mean, that's not uncool for us as a group.
It's true. I want to be that guy that's like, actually, geek culture is mainstream culture nowadays. But, it's 2012, so who knows? But we got Amelia with us tonight. Amelia, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Everything has been insane and busy, and this is so nice to come back to. I've missed playing Lillian, and I almost had to use her in public yesterday. She lives in the back of my head now to deal with complete wankers. It's very useful. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Lillian Whitlock, ex-Victorian dominatrix Toreador. Let's see how that goes in a party setting.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're throwing all these characters into a London high society party and see what happens. Fantastic. We've got Pro back with us tonight. Pro, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be back. So it's a play. It's a cat. It's het, men, het. They, them pronouns, and they are the Ventru former pharaoh, now just kind of floating by in this new age. And
you definitely got the most awesome like epithet / credits when you introduce your character. Everyone's like, I'm the Sandia. I was a former pharaoh. It's like, how many people can say it?
God on worship by thousands. Back to you. Yeah.
That was my old job. That was so last century. Yeah. Fantastic. We've got Lindy back with us today. Lindy, how you doing?
I am doing super spiffy. I'm happy to be here. I will be playing Ulrika. She is a Viking, former Viking. She tries to keep up the mindset as best she can. Vampire. She is Clan Gangrel. she's about to climb up an elevator shaft with Jacob because parties aren't really much of her thing, especially since there's not even any fighting at this party. What do vampire parties come to?
I think I can help you out with the elevator thing. You're probably gonna end up having to fight someone there.
Excellent. I can't wait.
Let's do it. Well, I think that's all of us. So, oh wait, no. How did I forget? It's almost like this happens every week. Gareth, how are you?
I was fine until I saw your face. No, I'm not doing pretty good. Yeah, I can talk back now. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. It's awesome to be amongst these awesome people and yeah, play some games. I'm going to be playing Sir Quinn, former knight, now badass biker Bruja. So let's kick some ass. Yes. And I think he's just enjoying the party at the moment. Everyone's off doing other things and he's just like, oh, I'll enjoy a party.
Well, this is nice. Might as well partake, yeah. Well, let's, before we jump into the recap of the show, I'll tell you guys about our sponsors real fast. Well, we are sponsored here today by Modiphius.net and Paradox Interactive. So if you want to check those guys out, then go !FOL. That'll take you over to the Modiphius Entertainment website, and it'll take you to Fall of London, which is the... there's a whole lot going on with vampires in London. I mean, if you've just been on the tube, you've probably noticed. But it's a whole lot of fun. We're playing Vampire 5th. We haven't played this before for years, I think since release on the channel. So it's really fun to be back in it. We've got some new players, some returning players. So we're learning as you are. So check out Modiphius.net, search for Vampire the Masquerade for London. If you want to pick up a copy of your own and play your own game, do so. What else? Fancy Grounds. That's the virtual tabletop of choice that we do all of our dice rolls, tokens, and maps and handout sharings on. So if you ever see something being shared on the game, it's from Fancy Grounds. You can head over to fancygrounds.com. You can download their demo version for free and start rolling along with you and your friends. Or I guess if you don't have any friends, you can just roll dice on your own, I suppose. That might be fun. I don't know. Haven't done that before. Crazy. What else? On the Encounter... yeah. What else on Encounter Roleplay? We've got a couple of things going on this week that I think you guys will be excited to know about. We've got Roleplay Roundup, which is our show here on the channel, which rounds up the roleplay news of the week. I believe, Lindy, you're going to be involved in that. It's going to be 5 to 6 p.m. Tomorrow, right? After Zweihander.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's going to be game prep focused.
Excellent. So. Yes, and I believe you're going to be talking to World Anvil, one of our sponsors.
That was last time.
That was last time? All right.
That was last time.
Well, that won't be happening.
Tomorrow is just game prep with me and Charlie. Good. So I think she's going to be prepping A Song of Ice and Fire live. So, and I'm going to be
interesting. Yes, and I believe if you haven't watched the latest episode of that on the channel, it might be worth going back and watching a couple episodes because I hear some stuff went down without spoiling that show. But yes. Go check out Roleplay Roundup. We've also got the next episode of Star Trek on Friday. This is the second episode coming up. The crew of the Starship Initiative facing the unknown in the pursuit of answers. That's exciting. So check that one out. But let's dive back into the show. Let's remind ourselves of what happened last time on Fall of London. Now, these guys are a bunch of vampires who have been asleep for a very long time. They've just woken up, and they don't know what's going on. They've figured out that, well, they're all part of the same clandestine order, not only of vampires, but actually a cult of Mithras, this former vampire cult leader who, when they went to sleep, was around, but now is believed to be dead. And so they've answered the call to action by the new leader of this cult to find a bunch of ancient artifacts, and they're going around London trying to pick them up. That's the basic premise of Fall of London. That's what they're trying to do here. And today they're going to be at a party at the Shard with Kindred Society, and they're going to be meeting the Queen of London, Queen Anne. And last we left them off, they had a couple of conversations with some people at the party, and they figured out that they need to get to the floor above them if they want to impress the Queen and have a face-to-face meeting, because you don't just rock up to a party and expect to have a chat with the Prince of London society. You gotta do something a little bit impressive. They brought some gifts as well. That was a whole thing. If you want to have the full catch-up, of course, you can go back on youtube.com/EncounterRoleplay and pick up there for the episodes. But we're going to kick off with back in the party. Now, it should be worth noted that we have dieharding Jacob and Ulrika, who have decided to get to the 67th floor, the most straightforward way you would get to the 67th floor, which is by taking an elevator. So the rest of them, so Quinn, Rahat, Lillian, Kat, are currently taking in the party. They're surrounded by other kindred. This isn't a state of Elysium, so everything is nice and chill. You don't have to worry that things are going to get too out of hand. But of course, we haven't unleashed a party upon them yet. Around the floor are other kindred who are dancing, chatting, partaking in goblets of what looks like some very dark red liquids. And there's some sort of party music in the background. Yeah, you can see the whole city of London out there. It's quite majestic, and it certainly is a real show of power that the Queen of London has over kindred society. We will get to Ulrika and Jacob's little adventure in a moment, but I want to lead back off with the rest of the party who are back on the floor. We've had a conversation with one of the ghouls, and the Queen has shown some of her power. There's a little sort of power struggle between Takat, the Queen, and it seemed like a fairly even match. So there you are. You've lost Jacob and Ulrika. They're off in an elevator or to climb the shard, who knows. You guys are faced with the task of reaching the 67th floor if you wish. And of course, you can just enjoy the party. There are plenty of characters and people around to interact with. So I will hand control the narrative over to you four. What do you want to do?
Now, go ahead.
Let's kick on.
There's not anything obvious like a staircase in here. Like, we're all having this conversation, but is there like an obvious, is there a fire exit or anything like that, or anything that looks like there could be a staircase?
It's funny you should say that, actually. There's a staircase right in front of you. The stairs are, no. It doesn't appear to be. I mean, the elevator behind you from which you entered does look like it. But the doors are currently closing because Jacob and Ulrika are going in there. Yeah, it doesn't seem that way. Just a quick glance around. Of course, you might want to investigate some more.
I thought we looked around and we didn't see anything, and I know I used some blood sorcery to like sense what was happening, and we sensed someone above that was very obviously observing us. Like,
yes,
and I think
yes.
I voiced that to at least Takatatat. And Takatatat, didn't you speak to someone? And they said it was like a challenge that we had to make our way
you
up
sort of
there?
you sort of interpreted. Yeah, I think someone rolled like an intuition, and you guys had sort of interpreted that this is probably sort of a challenge to get to the floor above. Yeah.
I would like, as I'm still kind of talking to this person, still kind of angry, as Ulrika and Jacob kind of go past me, and I know that this is most likely who I think it is. I'm going to stare at them, and I'm going to use enchantment. So the vampire focuses their natural allure on a single person, installing them in a rapt of fatuation or infatuation, aching to fall in head over heels, or in love, or meeting a lifelong idol, blah blah blah. So it is charisma, presence versus composure, wits for them. So it's attention.
And is this on one of the security ghouls, or just one of the?
No, this is the ghoul that is being controlled. So because I know someone's seeing through their eyes, so I'm attempting to do it to that person, if that's possible.
It certainly is.
Okay, so I need to do a rouse check. Let's hope our D10 of rouses always work.
D10, I'm looking for 6s or above.
Yeah. Oh, I got a 1. Wait, did I roll a D10? Did I get it right?
No,
The D6s do look like D10. depends.
Alright.
I think it might have been a D.
D12.
Might have been a D12. I think either way you cut it, you've got a pretty low roll there. You can re-roll it. You can re-roll it for a D10. Yeah.
I did better.
That's a D8.
That's a D8.
Okay. I need someone to roll.
Oh no!
I don't know what dice are.
It's the one between the
And,
D12 and the D8.
It's the third one in from the left.
Leave
If
them
you're watching on
alone, they're
stream, I'm
ancient.
just
This is all very new.
yeah. If you're watching online, I'm just updating the fantasy grounds on the stream side, so I'm sorry you can't see these rolls just yet. But we're gonna get
I
there.
don't know why they're not. Okay, here. Huh.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Did
You
it.
roll
Are you
around
proud of me?
dice.
You're proud.
I'm so
Don't worry,
proud.
Playing games is very hard. Yes,
But it could be
9.
Right,
So
lad.
9 is a success. And so, what did you say it was? Composure plus.
Composer wits to defend, and I have to do charisma presence to attack.
Okay. Give that a roll. I'll do the same. And I ended up with 3 successes.
Okay. Whew.
Oh, there's a lot more dice.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
Okay. What does the effect of the enchantment do?
So
Then-
they're wrapped in fascination or infatuation, aching to falling head over heels in love, or meeting their lifelong idol. So as I see this kind of take effect, I'm going to say to them, I understand why you are doing this. I do not hold you in bad regards for testing one of my kind. But I am not like the others. But I will participate. Would you, by chance, care to meet me on a lower level so that the others do not know of our beneficial agreement, one elder to another?
Through the, and you can sense that this is through the ghoul, though it does speak in its voice. Very well. Elder to elder, I'll come find you.
And I will kind of bow my head, and because they're seeing, I don't know if they can sense, I will kind of just like run my finger across their cheek and turn around.
Okay. So while that's happening, what are the other 3 of you up to?
I look at the ceiling. Sequin's with us, yes?
Yep, I'm just kind of milling about.
Looking at the ceiling. How structurally sound do you suppose this is?
Do I look like a builder?
No, you look like a destroyer. Just a thought. Could be amusing.
I believe we are in Elysium right now. There are many mistakes we could make, but I think that would be a very big one. How about that barman over there? Can you use your charms on him?
And I shoot him a look that's like, you've seen my charms.
I saw them at breakfast. I mean, I can try it, but you're much better with the linguistic side of things. You're more eloquent than I am.
I'm going to get a drink. And I head over to the bar.
So Quinn will kind of follow a few steps behind, just keeping an eye on her.
So you head over to the bar, and you're sort of walking into the middle of a conversation between the barman who you've identified, who seems to be telling this story, to a group of kindred who seem to be somewhat enamored and impressed by this tale. As you're coming in, you can tell that the barman is essentially boasting about taking down a group of hunters. And as you come into the conversation, you hear, and then I ripped apart his spleen just for the fun of it in front of the eyes of the others. And one of the listeners, McCade, such a classic move for you. He says, I know. It seems we have some latecomers. Can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you. I prefer mine fresh.
Well,
Do continue. It was
plenty on tap. Well, I was just saying how, while these hunters may be abound in the city, they're no different from regular prey to me.
Oh, you feel the need to... Is this a part of your employment, or is this just something you do for fun?
I hunt for pleasure.
No, I don't mean that. I mean this oration you seem to be part of.
Part of the job. Spin a tale. Why, do you have one better?
Of course. But not for you. And I want to look around the crowd to see who looks the most interested in this story.
It's probably the younger looking boy who sort of just said what a classic story for you, McCade.
Okay, I want to use insight on this kid to find out what it is that's driving him, what it is that impresses him so much, because people are drawn to tail spinners like that for a reason. What's he lacking that he gets from
Yes, I should mention as well, just outwardly, the appearance of the barman McCade is very physically powerful. Looks, not necessarily like an extreme weightlifter, but clearly someone who is considers themselves a warrior. So Quinn sort of, you can look at this person and think, yeah, he's probably a soldier. Yeah, roll me an insight, though, Lillian.
Insight. See if this works. 2 successes.
Excellent. Yeah, you take a look at the young boy who's, while kindred, if they were not kindred, you might suspect they were, not of drinking age. Clearly sees McCade as something of a hero. And maybe is maybe this person's a newer vampire. McCade could even be the sire. You're not sure what the relationship is there, but it's certainly one of sort of hero worship.
Okay. And I want to do the same thing on the barman.
Sure.
If that's possible.
Yeah.
2 successes again.
What are you looking for with the?
I want to find out what he's getting out of this, because if somebody's so stacked and is working as a barman and getting his rocks off, impressing small children, like there's something gone wrong there.
Yes.
That just sounds like every bodybuilder. I don't know what you're.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
now,
looking
Adam,
for what he
not
wants.
all
I'm
of
looking
us
for the weak
are that
spot.
way. Okay, don't. Okay, so you get from McCade. He just smells of braggart to you. Just braggadocious sort of energy. You know, whether or not he has killed 5 hunters, it seems questionable based on from what you've heard about Operation Antigen, that they're specifically, you know, vampire killers, and they use this advanced technology, and basically it's better to run than to fight them necessarily. And certainly, you know, they're not just like wandering around in a uniform for you to kill them. They're basically Secret Service, so that seems, you know, it's like, oh, I killed 5 Navy SEALs. It's like, what? Yeah.
I'll just lean against the bar, barely even looking at him, and looking at these children gathered around, awestruck, and kind of half glance at him. Is this the most enjoyment you get?
You do say that to the kids?
No, to the barman.
Oh, to McCade.
Yeah.
He shrugs and says, nothing better than hunting your enemies, though telling a story about them can be fun as well, I suppose.
Which hunters?
He looks at you like you might be dumb. Are you new here? Have you not heard of the hunters
Oh no, I
in the
meant
city?
specifically. Ranks, names, anything like that?
Well, I have some of their heads on a stick back
Yes, they've all
home.
got heads. They've all got heads. I don't know whether to be impressed or not. I mean, everybody's taken at least 2 of them out, surely.
He looks to the crowd. Have any of you taken out a hunter? They all shake their heads. Like,
I can
"No."
point out
And
at least 4 or 5 different people in this room who have taken out at least 5, so impress me.
McCade scoffs. You must be new around here. No one's taken out 5. From me.
Of course. Of course. And I look at him like he's a school kid. Like, yes, you've done very well, and we'll put the painting on the fridge.
He looks to Sir Quinn. What about you?
What about me?
You taken any of the hunters down?
I ran into a couple of people earlier tonight. Me and Ulrika took them down. They had weapons I'd not seen before. Where did you meet these hunters?
You hadn't seen their weapons before. What are you? Have you been in torpor for 100 years?
I laugh a bit too loud at that. Like I actually find him funny.
Like, so Quinn will have to do the maths in his head, and he'll be like, nearly.
93.
Now, I can see you're obviously the man to talk to around here. You're obviously a pretty big deal. Let me guess. Security, and I'll kind of give him a wink. Perfect.
So you do know something.
Now, we're looking to get upstairs. A man like you obviously knows how to get up there.
Well, even if I did, why would I tell you? I have never even seen you before. Who are you?
Well, my name's Sir Quinn. Pleased to meet you, and I'll put out I'll give him a warrior's handshake, one of those right up the forearm ones.
Yeah.
And I'll just hold it and I'll grip him and size him up for a second. And I'll pull him in and said, she's impressed by power. And then I'll kind of flick eyes to Lillian.
His eyes dart back to Lillian and back to you, and he shoots you a grin and sort of whispers back, "Aren't they all?" Well, Roll me a charisma plus performance test here, Sequin.
Ugh, they don't sound like things I'm gonna have. Two. If I've got none, it's just 2, right? In performance. I got 1 success.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't seem convinced of that. Perhaps because maybe you're just not very convincing. Maybe he's not interested, or maybe it's because Lillian was poking some holes in his story and deflated that big ego of his a little bit. But he says, well, if I let anyone go upstairs, Len, I wouldn't be on security for much longer. Comes of certain privileges, you understand?
I'll fight you for it.
Fight me for it. Release him.
Yeah, but what's a bit of sparring?
Perhaps you'll have to meet me. I run a club. It's a little underground, couple of wagers if you like to waste some coin, and there are plenty of bouts going, and occasionally I step into the ring myself. Show them how it's done, you know?
Where is this club?
It's on the east side, and here! Take my card. He goes into his jacket and flicks you a business card. Call me sometime, maybe we can set something up, but I'm afraid I can't get too interesting here. Not while I'm on the job, you understand.
Like, I think Sir Quinn's convinced at this point. Like, this guy seems quite nice. Yeah. I'll try and give you a call. Yeah.
I think you've just arranged for a date, actually.
This is how it happens. He, one minute you're just talking on the bar, the next...
We're going to do CrossFit together, I can see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He says, one thing, just, don't tell anyone else about this, all right? We like to keep it, hush-hush.
I've maybe got a friend that might want to come along. Maybe one more person?
If they can be trusted.
Absolutely not. She is a tyrannical maniac. But it seems like her scene.
Well, we'll consider it. And if they're not up to snuff, then a round in the arena should see to it.
I hope you've got a few volunteers.
You know, if
You
you're
might need more than a few.
if you're looking to get upstairs, he looks over to the kids and says, "Scramble," and they do, leaving you alone at the bar. He says, "See those two over there?" And he points over to a corner of the party where you can see that there is a what looks to be a fairly heated argument happening between a man and a woman, these two kindred who seem to be not shouting, but you can sense that it's going that way. So those two are in an argument at the moment. They've been fighting for weeks about it, actually. About whose hunting grounds, who's allowed to hunt certain pieces of territory. Both think that they have the right to hunt there. Well, I don't know. I don't like to get involved in these things. I just hunt wherever I can, you know? The world is my hunting ground. But both of them are fairly influential with the prince. I bet if you pulled the right strings, they'd let you up there.
Can you give us a name?
At Nosferatu, name is Caleb. And the Ventru is Natasha.
I'll kind of give him a knowing nod. I think I'll see you around, McCade.
Very well. If you have anything, then, well, I know how to get things done, if you know what I mean.
I doubt.
You guys are so having sex later.
And yeah, perhaps I can maybe repay this small favor at some point. And again, I'll give him a nice strong handshake. Till the next time.
Yeah, it's real strong. So
As
you
as
see,
he walks. Oh, sorry.
Yes, go.
No,
No,
go.
go ahead.
As Quinn moves away from this, I'll just smirk slightly watching him and look back to the barman, and I just want to try awe on him to see if it works. So that would
Okay.
be manipulation plus presence versus composure plus intelligence.
Excellent. Let's give these a roll. Composure plus intelligence. That's 2 successes for our latest friend.
1, 2, 3 for me.
Nice. Yeah. What does this do?
Anyone in the presence of the vampire finds their attention inexplicably drawn to them. Those listening to the vampire speak might suddenly agree on subjects where they once held different viewpoints. While this power doesn't cause rapt infatuation, it's strong enough to sway the minds of most mortals. Does it work on vampires, is the question.
So not anywhere near as much, but we'll say, he had sort of cooled off to you and warmed up to Sir Quinn. And so he, by the end of this conversation, he seems to have forgotten about that fact and sort of smiles at the both of you. He was fine with talking to sort of both of you about that.
I smile ever so slightly and lean in really close to him and go, he likes you. You should think about it. And then follow Sir Quinn.
Who says I haven't?
Excellent. If you ever need to get in touch with him and he's not responding, he likes to play coy, you know how it is with those old ones. Do get in touch. I'm sure I could figure out a way for you to surprise him. He enjoys that.
I do like hunting my prey, and I do like pursuing my lovers.
That doesn't sound rapey at all.
You two shall get along famously. They'll write songs about it.
I am
Walk
romantic
away.
at heart.
I'm sure you are.
You get away from the grease ball and look around the room. And Rat, what are you up to right now? Because you seem to be the only nerd at the cool kid party. And you've rocked up, and now what do you do?
I think Rahat was initially supporting Takatatet in what they were doing, and when Lillian mentioned the building, she probably would start being like, I was just reading that book on architecture, looking around. But yeah, I think because she focused on, I think she was using Auspec previously to look just to see if there's anything unusual, out of place, or even just giving off hints of magic or the occult or anything like that. If there's anything weird or out of place, that's pretty much, I think she's probably wandering around, investigating a little bit.
Okay. You yeah, I guess maybe you're just taking a look around the vibe of the party, perhaps. See if anyone's up to any trouble. Obviously, you spot your companions over having a conversation with the barman, and some kids scatter off a few moments later. There are plenty of little pockets of conversations which appear to be taking place somewhat privately, aside from those who are sort of like feeding on the food, as it were, which is around the place. You notice something interesting. As you're sort of looking around the room, someone has come up from the side, close to you, and there is a rather elegantly dressed toreador. And she has a goblet of dark liquid in one hand, and she's looks you up and down and says, "You're not like the others here."
Is that a compliment, or?
It's whatever you want it to be, but it's certainly true. I mean, half the idiots are here just to feed and tell stories about their latest exploits, but you're not so interested in that, are you?
Not at the moment. No. Why do you ask? What are you here for?
Well, I'm interested in meeting interesting people, and, well, there are so few of those nowadays, wouldn't you say?
I very rarely find people interesting to begin with.
Quite. St. Clair, pleased to meet you.
Rahat. Is she offering me her hand?
Yes.
I will look at her for a second and squint, and then I'll, like, put my hand out too.
Yeah, she grasps it a little bit. It's not sort of icy or anything, but there's just a little squeeze. And she kind of leans in a little bit and says, You're here for something more interesting than stories, aren't you? Maybe I can help."
What do you propose? I will listen. I do not promise that I will actually be interested.
Well, you see, I've been fairly well informed, and, well, you and your companions here are fairly new, but you've already started causing quite the ripple around here. And everyone's asking, what are they doing? What do they want? Why are they here? And so I thought, well, I best keep an eye on everything that they're up to, so that I might look after them in case they get themselves into trouble.
Oh, how selfless of you. Look after the new people. Oh, that's very kind. Sorry, please continue.
Yes. Sarcasm is deeply appreciated despite it coming my way. But, you see, I noticed that a couple of your friends did get themselves into trouble at a museum last night.
Do you consider yourself responsible for every person you know?
Oh, goodness, no. I barely find myself responsible for myself sometimes, but I just wanted to let you know that your companions are also likely to be idiots. You seem much more intelligent than them, so I thought you should just know that you might want to keep distance from their activities.
I will note that. Thank you for your opinions.
I also understand that you're in the market.
In the market, I'm not currently on sale. What do you mean?
For property. That is,
Oh.
I understand that there is you made a short visit the other day to a funeral parlor. I understand that there is some space there, but, well, if you're in the market, then I have far more appropriate and useful properties and vendors at my disposal.
Well, That was a long-standing arrangement that I had that simply they forgot for a moment, and I had to remind them. But that's mostly resolved. It's not. I will keep that in mind. It was.
How long
Claire...
have you been in torpor? I mean, are you really up to date with everything that's happened in the scientific community?
I mean, I'm
And do
getting
you
reacquainted
have
rather
the
quickly.
Do you have the necessary equipment and labs to do your vital research?
Perhaps.
I mean, that
not.
funeral parlor must be fine for taking a look at some old dead grannies, but what you need, it seems to me, is a location you can work from.
Am I able to do like some sort of like an insight check here or something?
Sure, yeah. St. Clair certainly seems to know a whole lot.
Yeah, they know far too much, and now I'm just like, I don't know. Is there? I'm trying to think. I definitely can't use any blood magic because I'd have to. Do you want to just give me a drop of your blood for 1 second so I can analyze you?
Real
No.
quick, can I?
Just real quick, just like, let me just, see that sharp thing? Just poke
something
it?
like
Just-
wits plus insight would probably be what you're looking for.
Okay.
Thanks for the raid, Onyx Buff. Appreciate it.
Wits, plus insight? Okay. I can do that. Wham.
Onyx
Oh
Buff
no.
also publish a bunch of vampire stuff. You want to check those guys out on their website. It's worth a while. What'd you get?
I only got 110.
Oh man. Hey. So I don't know, is Rahat the kind of person who's like considers themselves good at reading people in the first place?
No, she's definitely not good at reading people, but
Right.
she also doesn't like people, and this one is still talking to her. Like, it's so like.
So yeah, it's both difficult and exhausting.
Yeah.
So
You know how it is
like-
when people train people at you. God.
Oh
Ugh.
goodness, it's so rude when they try and ask me how I'm doing and stuff. Yeah, no. You are like, you know, you're coming up against someone who's been poker world champion or something. Like,
Yeah.
she knows what
cannot
she's doing
read.
when it comes to how much she's revealing to you and why. It certainly strikes you that she knows a lot, so has almost certainly been following you.
Yeah.
That maybe isn't a huge surprise because you don't know necessarily all the factions that are going on. But
Yeah,
it's certainly a little
I don't know the
disconcerting.
technology of this world yet. Like, we've already
Right.
seen some like weird stuff, so like for all I know, people
Yes.
monitor each other quite a lot at this point in time. Which
Yeah,
is not
it's-
completely untrue. But
Right.
yeah, I think Rahat like literally puts her head in her hand for a second and is just like, all right, it was Saint Clair. Do you have a business card or something so I may contact you later? As you said, I'm not here for this right now. I'm going to walk away from this, but if you have proposed some interesting things, and should I care to follow up on it, if you would give me some form of contact information, perhaps I will see what you are offering. But at the moment, it's a little too much.
She chuckles. Certainly. Hands you the business card. I'll be seeing you then.
Well, I mean, it seems you're already seeing me quite a lot, so it's more a matter of whether I will be seeing you or not.
Very true.
Thank you. Goodbye. And I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna immediately.
She stays there while you sort of scuttle off.
Ugh.
Okay.
People.
Then let's go to our two good friends, Ulrika and Jacob. So you guys trying to get like, you just moving into the elevator, or are you trying to
No, we're going.
or are you going somewhere else first?
We're getting into the elevator.
I mean, is there a 67th floor button? Because if not, then we're going to carry on with the stupid plan.
Sure. You guys head into the elevator, and there is a 67th floor button. And there's all the way. I don't actually know how many floors the shot has, but it's quite a lot more than that. I think.
All right, look. Okay, I had a plan, but if we just press this button and it takes us to the 67th floor, while we won't get to do the plan, we will just get out on the 67th floor, and that'll be quite easy. And I know that means you won't actually get to punch anyone yet, but don't worry, because they're bound to attack us when we get to that floor anyway.
And the night is still young.
Exactly. And if it doesn't work, we'll go through the route, the maintenance hatch, like the plan initially was.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Press the button then. I mean, it's going to be super disappointing if it just takes us to the 67th floor, I have to say.
Oh, hey guys.
It's going to be like
right there.
It's going to be like the shittest Die Hard ever. And then John McClane walked downstairs and left, and nobody blew anything up.
I took the elevator down. I called the police. Hello. It was all resolved very peacefully.
They turned up, and then Alan Rickman gave himself up by dint of being very British.
Here I am. I did it. Arrest me. Yeah. No. So you press the button, and it doesn't light up or do anything. The doors seem to automatically close, and as you do that, there is the doors are closed. There's a sort of little thud from above, and the elevator shakes, and there's a little screech of metal for a moment.
Yeah, I'm
from
looking
the
at the
ceiling.
hatch that leads into it. I'm just waiting. I'm excited.
All right,
The hatch-
it's not working.
Go ahead.
It's not
The hatch
working.
pops open.
All right,
and
Ulrika, over to you.
The floorboard, oh, not the floorboard, the ceiling board, rather, is pulled away. And you see Mickey Blue, who you met earlier when you just woke up
did.
from torpor. He is the denim jacket.
We had a very
wearing-
intense stare.
Yes.
Who was you?
Yes, he is the Bruja from the warehouse. He had a staring contest with. He's still wearing the denim jacket despite the high society party, and he reaches a hand down, does a little wave. You're right. Yeah, the button don't work. I broke it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Is there an easy way up to the 67th floor? Like, we'll go up the side or anything like that? Or just leave?
I don't know. I got this far, and then I heard someone trying to do some stuff, and figured I might take a look down. It was you guys. So we can try our way up. I mean,
Yeah, it's not going to be hard, is it? Like, honestly, I don't know about you, but I'm just going to jump from here to the fucking door.
Probably. I mean, yeah.
I mean, all we need to do is get up there, then we'll throw down a rope. Ulrika, get her up. Job done.
Yeah, I'll have.
Hello.
All right, that was well sexy and everything. Can you flirt once we've got into the 67th floor?
All right. And he extends the arm down to help you up. Not that you really need it, but
She doesn't need it, but she'll appreciate the gesture, I suppose.
Mhm.
So, climb up. Look at the elevator shaft. She's gonna check for traps. Just examining. Cause
okay,
I mean,
yeah.
if
Give me a roll here. Let's
it'd
see.
be really easy if there was nothing in the way. So.
So that would be.
You find a staircase.
Wait a minute. I
Like,
need to get my character sheet
and-
up so I can always. see
an
what skills.
like a something awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think
Let me find my
awareness is
character sheet.
perception, basically.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, go for that.
but what do you want me to pair with it?
Oh, I see. Is this the right sheet for me to look at?
Wits, maybe?
Wits.
Yeah, like wits
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
Sure.
Seems
Yeah,
right.
I'll have a crack at that as well.
I believe
I got one success.
you're at the club.
Is it slash die?
This is an elevator. Wow, elevators
Yes.
have come a long way.
Mhm.
Past, 100 years.
Yeah, well, the 68th floor has come a fair way up. Sorry.
That was really funny, Gareth. Well done. That
I'm
was
sorry.
That was the best joke you've told.
5 successes.
Actually, I'm not joking.
Whew.
Okay. So, Jacob, there is something interesting about this elevator that you don't remember being in, I don't know, elevators in the 1940s, such as they were.
The technology really hasn't upgraded at all. It's a metal string
Not
attached
much.
to a box. All right.
Exactly. So you're like, this all pretty much checks out.
Ulrika's like, we used to have a rope and a bucket back in my day. Things have come along so far.
Okay, so what I'm going to describe to you as a player, because it's easier, is if you've ever seen Ocean's 11, you know when they look down at the laser fields that they have to get down, they have to like zip down the line as lasers and stuff. It's that, but it's above you. And there are red lines of light which seem to interlace very intricately. And they also appear to be moving as well. Further above, I mean, it's not immediately above you so that you wouldn't have obviously seen it. It's like far enough up where you had to get a pretty good roll there to spot some of those
Good
lights
thing you
moving
didn't
about.
just jump.
There's some sort of like glowing net above us that could cause a problem.
Yeah, it's a
Glowing
fucking
wet.
laser,
Why
mate.
would it glow? Gives it away.
Yeah, I don't know,
What's
but
a
it don't look that.
laser?
It looks a bit hostile, honestly. Mickey, what's going on with this?
I think it's light, something, emission, radiation. I don't know. Basically, it's a light. What is? I don't.
Uh-huh.
I can't explain lasers. Basically, if you touch it, it'll do something bad, like set off an alarm, or it might be a bomb or something. I don't know.
So don't
Okay.
touch the red lights.
And if you, for
Right.
example, were a Nosferatu who had Ghost in the Machine as a power, what would that do to the lasers?
I don't fucking know what that is, mate. They might be vampire lasers for all I know.
I hope so, because I'm definitely going to fucking try it. Anyway, so
My advice
have-
is, I mean, if you want to go for it,
look,
then
I
go
have
for it,
Ghost
but,
in the
be
Machine,
careful.
so this doesn't set off. Video cameras don't get set off. Electronic surveillance doesn't get set off. I take it that works here. Because I don't
We'll
really
find
know,
out.
so I'm just gonna have to go for it anyway. Because I've never seen a fucking laser.
Yeah, no,
Ghost,
yeah, I'm going to
Ghost-
tell you to.
Ghost in the Machine was for like cameras in the 40s. All right, boys and girls. I've got an idea. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work
Uh-huh.
and we get killed horribly, then this was Mickey's plan, and it was a stupid one.
Wait, I was just going to
Okay,
twat
Mickey,
someone
Mickey.
and see what happened.
Mickey, instead of just twatting someone, hold on. Let's go up and do
plan.
the thing, all right?
Wait, hold on. Before we get into any of this, what are you guys trying to get up there for anyway?
Oh, there's some bullshit with a print. She's giving it all this test. You know the usual flavour of these twats.
Yeah, but what do you want to talk to her for?
I don't really want to talk to her. Most of it's just about showing up my mates.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Honestly, we're just on a bit of a caper right now. Like,
What-
frankly,
Why
I
did
feel
you
like-
try to get up there?
Well, I've got a favour to ask.
Okay,
Oh.
well, if we get up there, maybe we can help you out, scratch your back, etc.
Sure, I need a back. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Maybe
Like
look,
a favour.
Look, it's 50-50. It'll be me or her doing the back scratching, so that's quite a good deal for you. I think you'll agree.
I'll take those odds.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's roll these dice.
All right, I need to find out. Oh no, I don't need to roll any fucking dice. I need to roll a rouse check. Screw you.
That was in character.
Bollocks your dice rolling, Mickey, and associated metagaming. Yeah, I didn't pass, but that doesn't fucking matter.
The
You just
meta
get a little
voice of
hungry.
Mickey.
It's fine. You're fine.
So, how'd that plan go then?
Well, I assume I'm up the top of the shaft, having walked through the lasers like they're not even there. Then
Sure. So,
I don't know
yeah,
what's happening thus far.
Yeah. So you failed the rouse check, but meaning you're getting pretty hungry. Or a little ticklish, maybe a little peckish.
I mean, I'm
for,
on 4. I'm pretty fine.
Oh, okay. You're pretty.
I ate like an hour ago. I'm pretty good.
Yeah. You're like, I could eat, but no, it's fine.
Yeah.
you climb up. Are you trying to like avoid the lasers? They are avoidable if you wanted to try and like.
I mean, I'll
time
give it
your
a
way
go
past them?
because yeah, I'll give
Sure.
it a go. But I'm not super fussed. My thought process
Yeah.
is that I've never been caught in a picture on a camera when people have been trying to
Yep.
take them. I've never been like recorded in any way, audible or otherwise. So I'm thinking this is the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's
But
that's
just
my
in
thinking on
case,
it.
yeah. All right, if
How
you
am I
want to
rolling for
yeah,
that? Dex and
like
something?
a dexterity plus stealth, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. Where's the fucking thing? Here we go.
It's like limbo, how low can you go? When you're a ghost machine, no one goes lower than you.
I only got one actual success because I suck apparently. But
All right. Yes. While you avoid the laser, it would seem as though they don't have an effect on you. So one sort of like passes through you while you're under the influence of the power.
oh no, don't, Ulrika, don't worry, I don't do anything. Although, hang on, before you come up, is there anything like directing the lasers out? Like
Yes.
you know,
It
like
would
a
appear
light
as though
bulb.
there are. It would appear as though there are small sort of metal things on the side of the wall from which they seem to protrude from. You don't know I mean, you just don't have a knowledge of like exactly how that works. I mean,
I'm
we know they're on
thinking
a
light bulb probably, but
right. Yeah, you think there might be a light
there is
bulb.
like a socket or something like that, right?
Yeah, right.
All right.
Whereas
Right.
in fact, laser circuits are probably more.
Yeah, it's probably nothing like that. Yeah. All right, I've got so either I can just go up and get him to maybe turn the lasers off and you can follow, or we can try just like banging out a few of these.
I say bang it out. What do you say, Ulrika?
Yeah, always.
All right. Well, while you two get all sultry with it, I'll get on with that. I've got a screwdriver. I'm just gonna see if I can like prise the LED out of the wall and make a sufficient hole that they could just climb through it without much effort.
Okay. So you can give me a roll for this.
right.
Let's try a.
Bang in and out roll.
Yeah.
Let's try
banging-
the old
banging it out.
the classic Vampire 5th edition. It's a new
Roll
addition to the
bang it
game,
out.
actually. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. It would be a dexterity plus a.
I've got breaking and entering if that helps at all.
Sure. Yeah, that would help. Let's say larceny. Yeah.
Larceny? Oh yeah, okay. I like larceny.
Dex plus larceny, and you can add your breaking and entering.
Yeah, okay. It's like 7 then. Hold on. There's 5. And there's 2. Okay,
for
that's
science.
two
All right.
two successes there.
Okay. This is going to take you a while, but
All right.
you will achieve it. So,
All right.
Jacob gets to work. Orca, you probably got 10-15 minutes while he finagles this.
Look, if you think you can do it any faster, feel free to climb up and do it yourself.
I mean, I'm wondering if I even want to get to 67. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
All the
honestly,
way through this, is there really bad lift music playing from below them?
The whole time.
A little bad elevator music.
Jacob, weirdly, when Jacob's doing a screwdriver, it like changes to different like radio stations. There's no reason.
Could they all be panpipe though? It's just every different version of panpipe moods.
Yeah.
At least they have decent music.
I don't know. It's just it's been this constant fucking flute the entire time. If I don't get up this fucking elevator shaft soon, I'm actually gonna kill everybody.
At least they
upstairs,
went with the
and I don't care.
traditional instrument. I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
like
likes a nice
it's like
hollowed
the
out
flutes
bit
are
of
the
wood.
defense mechanism, not the lasers.
Yeah. If honestly, if this doesn't go really, really well, then this part was the worst part of my evening.
Fine,
Yeah.
I'll break it. I'm gonna look for the box it's coming from because she remembers radios from the 40s.
Yeah, you can roll me.
Look for the box the music's coming from.
Yeah, roll me like a wits plus awareness.
Okay. Oop. Save.
Oh, Twitch chat.
3 successes.
Nice. Yeah, you spot the box. It's not far from where Jacob is. It's just that he doesn't know what the box does.
It's to your left.
What's to
really
my
hate it.
What's to my left?
The music box.
Oh yeah, good on you. I just like slam my screwdriver into it with one motion and then go back to taking out these LEDs. I'm from the 40s. Like I'm not going to carefully open the box and then diffuse the circuit.
The red wire.
This isn't the
People
fucking
coming
Matrix.
to work the next day at the Shard, and they're like, "Why is the music broken? What happened to all the elevators?"
What happened to all the pan flutes? So
They'll all be
That's
very
working at
grateful
the
to
Shard.
it. They'll probably make me mayor of London, which is terrible because I'll eventually have to become leader of the Conservative Party and ruin Britain. Topical.
Yeah, real subtle.
Because that fat cunt was the mayor of London at this point, you see.
It's true. It's 2012. What a glorious age for that we
I
live
guess-
in.
I'll just, while we're waiting, I found the music box. He's destroyed it. I guess I'll just
Yep.
stick my head back into the elevator, just like upside down, just to see if the doors have opened or if anyone's gotten in or out or anything.
Yeah, no one appears to
Just
have gotten in
checking.
and out.
See if anyone's
Yeah.
like heard our bullshit in this elevator shaft yet.
So I've just been watching this whole thing. All right, well, let's cut back to what you
And
guys are
she'll
doing.
just
that
give her a little
Lillian.
back scratch because he said he had an itchy back and she's bored.
Oh, cheers. Yeah.
I swear to God, if you two start anything at all that is fucking while I'm doing all this work.
Oh, it'd be so romantic though, on the top of a lift, panpipes just like fizzling if the radio dies.
See, this is what happens when you spend 100 years being a dominatrix and your opinion of romance becomes a top of a lift shaft, while a mechanic panpipe machine gets progressively more fucked.
Just warped.
Rutting while a Nosferatu is above you dropping LEDs on your head.
Oh, stop. How do you do it?
Why is there not
Yeah.
more?
She'll extend her nails
I know
out
what
first
you're
though,
talking
because I do have
What would
protein,
a
so it'll just
Google
be like.
find those videos?
Let's get back
Available
to
on my
Lillian and
OnlyFans.
Sequin. Oh boy. So, Sequin and Lillian, you guys have just had a conversation with McCade, the barman on the 66th floor shard. And you are looking at Caleb and Natasha, the Nosferatu and Venture accordingly, who have just finished their argument and have gone to sort of different corners of the room to angrily drink while glaring at one another from the respective sides of the party room. You know, is he looking at me?
So
Glare.
hard. Was it? You're not without your charm?
Do we go separately and try the? Are we gonna get them back together as friends, or are we gonna try and rip them further apart and cause conflict?
I'm sorry, is this some sort of novel for children? We all going to be friends at the end? Will we have a party and braid each other's hair?
I quite like Ulrika's braid.
Well, that's splendid. Maybe that young bartender.
McCade will remember this.
He's just got full braid.
Like
next
Obi
time we
Wan
see
next
him.
time I see him.
You
Can
dress
I
up
look
like
at
an
these
orc
two
from WoW
people?
next time you see him.
You see, yeah, just one down the back like a Jedi.
It's a big braid. The size of the braid is relevant.
Yeah,
right?
just like chunky, like he's got something to prove.
This is a really meaty braid, quite veiny in fact.
And you just look like Pippi Longstocking. I wouldn't know what that is. I want to look between these two people and kind of suss out what their personalities are like from how they're carrying themselves, from how they behave during that argument.
Yeah. or even make you roll for less. I mean, just from the way they seem to, you could have overheard a little bit of the conversation. So the Ventru Natasha seems, just in terms of dress and how she carries herself, much sort of higher society. She's wearing a gown, very beautiful gown. Then she carries herself with the. I mean, this is saying something amongst kindred, that she carries herself with an air of sort of superiority, that she sort of owns this dance floor. She owns this party. Whereas Caleb gives you much more Jacob vibes. Not just in the sense that, you know, he sort of looks a little bit shabby, but he seemed a whole lot more mouthy than Natasha did in their little spout. He definitely seems like he's probably from the east side, or at least has spent a lot of time there.
She looks quite a bit more your scene. How about I go speak to Lumpy over there, and you have a chat with her and see if we can get ourselves in with the higher ups, shall we say?
My thoughts precisely, aside from the lumpy comment, which I would urge you not to repeat around them.
They're a bit confusing to look at. You don't know what's where.
You're terribly judgmental, aren't you?
I mean, I like to think of myself as a realist. I say what I see.
God, you're going to hate it when your motorbike gets destroyed in a couple of episodes' time, aren't you?
Yes. I should be careful with that kind of judgment if I were you. People tend to surprise you.
Jacob's proved himself to be quite the tool. I don't mean any offence whatsoever.
I genuinely do look offended.
Well,
you're terribly lucky, aren't you, that through all those wars you've kept your looks.
I have you know that I've seen things that have destroyed all that's left of my, well, that all was part of my soul.
Yes.
You ever been in combat, Lillian? You ever seen a friend looking at you, desperate for life as it drains from their eyes?
I wouldn't call them friends. Good luck. And I'll head off towards Natasha.
Like, Quinn will stand there, like, dumbfounded, just kind of like, how did she win that? And then he'll head over to Caleb.
How does she always win? All right, let's go with Lillian first. So you head up to Natasha, who is on her own in a dark little corner of the party, and sees you coming over, and sort of fixes her hair a little bit and tries to look like she wasn't just having a shouting match with you know, some dirty man a few moments ago.
I'll ignore that a little and lean against the wall near her. Tiresome, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I mean, one barely noticed such rabble, but when it comes to my territory, I mean, what can one do?
Well, naturally. It's terribly difficult having to hold your tongue in places like these. Especially when people get ideas above their station, but I suppose that is entirely the point of a challenge of a place like this.
I suppose so. We've already been up to see the Queen. I mean, that's why we came here, to see if we could get some resolution to this problem of ours, but she told us she couldn't be bothered with such trivialities, as if my hunting grounds, my ancestral home, was something trivial. I mean, one has to wonder why London hasn't gone to the dogs even faster than it's going right now.
Well, princes can be like that sometimes. A lot on their plate, and It's easy to lose touch, I suppose,
Well,
with the things that keep this city ticking.
quite. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but anyway.
I look her up and down. Alexander McQueen?
How did you know?
I've been briefed, shall we say. Been sleeping for a while, and we will have priorities. Excellent taste.
Likewise.
Hmm.
What was your name?
Lillian Whitlock. And I make a motion to extend my hand, but it's obviously just formality, like there would not be touching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she sort of does the same.
I
Well,
gesture over to Caleb, and I've ended up, unfortunately, associating with someone, from what I gather, anyway, rather similar to that. It gets very tiresome when they won't stop talking.
Quite. You see, my grounds in St. John's Wood are my hunting grounds above ground, and Caleb has the tunnels beneath, but I think he's been hunting in my grounds. I mean, did he really expect me not to see, not to notice when people go missing there? And then guess who has to cover everything up?
And you're
I
sure
mean,
it's him?
No one suspects anything when some homeless mortals go missing in the underground, but...
Yes.
Well, I mean, who else
techniques
hunts
tend to
there,
be less
aside from
than
Caleb?
subtle.
Yes, quite, and he's never been one to follow rules. You know, I let him into my house once, and he destroyed a toilet. I mean, it's just gone.
I blink at her, like, are you me? Am I drunk? Is this a mirror? Am I hallucinating myself? Yes, they have a curious disrespect for other people's property. But as for the hunting, are you certain that it's him? There's not something more sinister afoot?
No, no one else would be as messy or as stupid as Caleb.
I don't suppose
Yes.
you have anything he wants. I usually find that approaching this as a business deal, getting everything in a contract, tends to make things run a little more smoothly. And if it isn't him, I should imagine he would be keen to clear his good name. Good name.
I mean, perhaps, but I am loath to deal with him. I mean, we came here for arbitration, not finding some common ground with someone as disgusting as he is. I mean, have you seen his fingernails?
I try not to look.
I know, right? Hey, you said you came here with someone else?
Oh yes, a few people.
Well, neither I nor Caleb have met either of you before. Perhaps you could arbitrate between the two of you and decide.
Just
She
the
shoots you a wink.
tickle of a smile. That actually sounds like the most enjoyable way to spend an evening that this ghastly structure can provide. We can't have them having the run of everything, can we?
Exactly. Let's cut over to Sir Quinn, who's sidling up to Caleb by the sounds of things.
Caleb, was it? Sorry to disturb you. You obviously come for a little bit of alone time. I didn't mean to intrude.
Sorry, it's a bit of phlegm.
It gets awfully smoky up here. I couldn't help but overhear you're having a bit of a disagreement with Her over there. She looks a little bit stuck up.
Yeah. Stuck up. They ain't the half of it, mate. Yeah. You see, I've got a problem with her. See, I got my tunnels, my sewers. They're all stinky. And
Yeah,
she...
well, why would you want to walk around on the surface when the sewers are a much better mode of transport?
Exactly, ain't no sunlight in the sewers, I always say. That's family saying that is. I've got a legal copyright to that. We've got a verbal contract, all right? Now listen, because I'm trying to patent that, put on shirts and stuff, you know? And then I'll sell them or something, I don't know. But I got my sewers and I like to eat people there. What can I say? I'm kindred. You gonna arrest me for it? Nah. And then I'm accused of hunting upstairs, all in the woods, what she owns, round her estate. Think I want people from up there? Nah, of course not, mate. She's been trying to push me out of them sewers for years.
So you are hunting people in the sewers?
Yeah.
Sewer people.
Well, I take them to the sewers, mate. There's an underground station there. Yeah?
Seems like a very secure spot. And
I will call,
when did
I will
it
call
first
myself
become a
sewer
problem?
person. Yeah. I mean, maybe they become sewer people once I take them there. I'm not into all that. I don't know how that all works. But they are people who are in sewers, but they're also dead. So, what do you want from me?
How many people in do you have? A group of you? Or is it just you hunting there?
Yeah, me and my boys, the sewer boys. Sewer rats rule.
And roughly how many?
Well, I can't give you an exact number. That would be letting you into our secret society, but let's say less than 7.
Okay, thank you for. I understand that information is. Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, between 0 and 7 of us. So
like 6.
Well, I mean, at one point, but technically, technically Gary wasn't actually in the sewer rats. He just stopped by at my house one day. But you know, it's honorary member.
Now, did you think about taking this to the Queen, the Prince?
That's why we're here, mate. Can you believe it? I spoke to the Queen, and she said it was too small a matter for her to rule on.
That's unbelievable.
Treated me like I was thick as shit.
Well,
and trust me, I've seen a lot of thick shit, mate.
Was that a few moments ago, or?
Yeah, like half an hour ago.
But that doesn't seem fair at all.
Well, we've been arguing about it for weeks, mate. Possibly even a fortnight. And we came here open to get all this stuff sorted out. That's why we came here together. Get us lying under the sand and all that. But no luck.
You don't want your argument. I know you're a secret person. You don't want your arguments down here with all the. And Sir Quinn kind of looked around the riffraff.
Right.
Could we not? Perhaps we take this upstairs and we have a little chat up there where it's a bit more discreet, and perhaps we could maybe find the prince's ear.
Oh, I ain't gonna let me back up there, mate. Oh no, they said it would take weeks to get the smell out or something. Something about the fibers if you rub it in. I don't know, but yeah, I can't go back. That much was very clear. I tell you what though, mate, you're new around here, aren't you? I ain't seen you around one of these parties before.
Yes, it's not particularly my scene.
Well, how about you arbitrate for us? See, I learned that word.
What
basically, you rule, you know, like the sewer rats, but you decide because neither of us know who you are.
So I get to make the decision.
Yeah, and you pick me.
That seems quite fair. I do have my colleague over there who I'll need to have a slight chat with, just to.
How about the both of you do it?
Yeah. Well, I'll do it, but I'll just double check everything with her. And then the only problem is she's very outcome driven. What can I tell her that we're gonna get out of this?
Mate, I'll let you into sewer rats. It's a no-brainer. Plus, I mean, I can get you anywhere you need to go. I guess you got somewhere to go. Yeah, I'll get you in there. Especially if it's a sewer.
Can you get me upstairs?
Sure. He shrugs.
Can you get me and 5 friends upstairs?
Well, that's a bit of a bigger ask, mate. I mean, can I get you upstairs? I mean,
well, it's just you're doing me a favor, the person that's going to be in charge of the arbitration, choosing the favorable decision. Yours.
All right, fine. I'll get you and your friends up there. Yeah, I know a way. Well, you got 5 friends. I mean, that 5 more sewer rats. I mean, that doubles. I mean, might double depending on less than 7. Doubles the amount of sewer rats that there are. And yeah,
I could say a good.
I mean, we're all about sewers and meeting up and taking down capitalism and basically just hanging out.
I want one more thing. Is there
taking it down from the sewers, mate? It's where I never suspect us to come from.
Is there a form of like Nosferatu secret I can have? I want to show off to one of them and kind of tell him something that I should know.
What? Like what?
I don't know. Nosferatu dye their socks blue. I don't know. Have a think. Get back to me.
Yeah. I mean, there are sewer rat secrets, but I can't tell you them until I know you're in a club.
Okay. Well, let me go have a word with my colleague, and we'll get this all fixed. Lickety split.
Yeah. All right, mate. You're cool.
He'll kind of pat Caleb on the shoulder, and he'll kind of wander over to Lillian. So won't be able to hide his smile. Like, he thinks he's fixed this, so he's going to walk straight up to him.
I see him approaching, and I'll give Natasha a nod and meet him in the middle of the room.
I've sorted it. I'm the arbiter. I need to make the decision. Jacob's going to get to hunt, and we can go upstairs.
And she'll just pat him on the cheek and go, "Of course you are." What does he want?
Okay. He wants to hunt in the sewers. He really reminds me of someone. I'm not sure who.
Yes, got that impression. So he wants to hunt in the sewers.
Well, technically, I think he wants to hunt above them, but he's going to eat them in the sewers.
Interesting. This we can work with. Right.
I mean...
And I'll just brush straight past him and go up to Caleb. Go, "Pleasure to meet you, Lillian Whitlock. I believe you've been speaking to a friend of mine."
Oh, right, yeah, you're mates with him, yeah. Well, he didn't tell you nothing about no secrets, did he?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing.
Sorry, am I supposed to?
No one can know about the sewer rats. I mean the nothing. What was it you wanted?
Well, it seems you've had something of a disagreement with the lady over there in the horribly cheap high street number who has ideas above her station. Forgive me if I do try to butter her up, because frankly, I think the world will be a better place with you two not at each other's throats in public and she seems like the sort of person who probably won't listen very well unless she thinks somebody's got as big a stick up her ass as she has. Am I correct?
I got like 20% of the words you were saying, but I think I know what you mean.
She's stuck up. She listens to people who are stuck up. She doesn't listen to you.
Right. Yeah. Don't listen
Right.
to me. So, are you gonna tell her that it's it's all good? I get
So-
my grounds.
So let me be absolutely sure what you're asking for here. You want to be able to hunt above the sewers, or are you?
Well, hey, if you can get me to hunt above the sewers, I won't say no. But all I want is her people out of my sewers.
Have you been hunting
Dividing
above the
line.
sewers?
Yeah.
Contrary to
I had a
an
couple of
agreement?
I've had a couple of sewer people go missing that I was going to eat, and
sewer people. But you
Yeah.
sourced them. You
yeah,
got them from above
no,
and took them
no,
down.
they,
or they were
was
just
in the tunnel. Then we took them to the sewer part of the tunnel. Then they became sewer people.
Interesting.
Basically, she says I've been hunting up there, but I say she's been hunting down here.
So it seems to me there is somebody out there causing trouble and giving you a bad name. That doesn't seem very fair at all.
Sounds
Because
like
she's absolutely
Natasha.
certain that it was you.
I don't know. It weren't me. It weren't none of the sewer rats. I mean, you won't know what I know. And yeah.
And
So
yet you're being blamed unfairly for this
exactly. It's like I'm some
by
kind
somebody else who's
lesser
getting all of you
person.
into trouble.
Well, by her.
No, she's absolutely certain that it was you, which means if
Well,
it
she would
wasn't
say
you-
that, wouldn't she?
Let's just have a little conversation, shall we? Could you, fingers on lips, until we're ready? I wouldn't want you to set her off. I heard how shrill she gets.
Fine. Go on in.
And I gesture for Natasha to come over.
She comes over, sighs deeply.
Right. I've heard both sides of the story. It seems to me that this is a case of a mistake of some kind, and that there's actually somebody out there causing trouble for both of you. So we have two options in this case. Either you continue to go at each other's throats until the prince gets enough, has enough of this, and blames both of you for causing a ruckus, takes away all of your lands, and you're forced to flee the city, which I'm sure you'd both agree is probably less than ideal. Or you team up and have a little fun.
What do you mean?
Well, it seems that there's somebody out there giving you both a bad reputation and potentially causing trouble deliberately. Is there anybody out there who dislikes you both equally?
I don't know. Anyone that dislikes me, aside from her. And she says, I do have a long list of enemies, though. I don't know exactly who might be to blame. Perhaps, though, you're right. Perhaps they're merely using this pathetic excuse for a kindred to try and cause some trouble.
Indeed. And the one thing, if I may respectfully comment, that Ventru lacks is the subtlety that a Nosferatu can offer. If your enemies think that they have pitted you against each other, they certainly won't be expecting you to work together.
I suppose that makes sense, and would like to get this whole thing sorted with, but still don't know. What are you saying, Natasha? She says, I could see to such an agreement, though I would feel more comfortable if our arbiters were close by. Consider this proposal. And she looks at you, Sequin, and Lillian. The two of you look into this matter with Caleb. His disappearances are not uncommon, and usually there's fair amounts of, well, let's say evidence lying about afterwards. I would be happy to agree to Caleb's demands, and I would reward the two of you handsomely for finding the true culprit. In whatever manner you so desired.
I think I know just the person. That certainly seems satisfactory.
Have we hit a middle ground?
Shh, the grown-ups are talking.
I want to arbit.
I'm sure you do. Do we have an agreement?
Very well, and they grudgingly shake hands.
There. I'd be very interested to find out who's behind all of this. Pitting Ventra and Nosferatu against each other is an interesting move. As for tonight, we're looking to find an audience with the Queen. I don't suppose you could pull some strings in that regard.
She says, very well, that's the least I could do for sorting this affair out for us. I'll make a call. And she heads into a corner and you see her on a cell phone, leaving you and Kayla behind. So it looks like we're going to be hanging out more. And you guys are all in the sewer rats, huh?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you are a sewer rat now. That was part of the... I did try to step in, but you made that agreement by
We had a
the...
verbal
no, I
contract.
didn't. No,
Yeah,
that's
we
not
do.
how it works.
There's a
I'm
legal
afraid I
patent
agreed, and when
to
you
that.
informed it, you are now a sewer rat, Lillian.
So basically, take this card, and she like stuffs it into your hand, like presses cards into. It's like crinkly, like unlaminated piece of card. Which looks
It's
like
written on
been done by
toilet
a
roll,
child.
the inside cardboard bit, but flattened out. So it's
flattened out,
Oh,
badly
delightful.
pasted. And he says it's got an address on it, but you're actually going to want the sewers like underneath where that address is, and then come by sometime, well, anytime really, because as we always say, there ain't no sunlight in the sewers. So yeah, we'll be around there. Come join our gang, and we'll start this investigation from there.
You can just see the tendons in my neck getting really tight.
So Quinn will kind of give him a fist bump. Sewer rats.
Bumps you back.
And about, well, it looks like our other agreement's taken. So I do wish to keep your agreement on hold. You said you could get us in somewhere, just at a later date. Maybe we'll give you a, what is it called? A call?
Yeah, give me a call. We'll drop by any time. I mean, you know, we're busy a lot, but you know, sometimes it's nice to have guests. You know, it's kind of a big space, and there's not always a lot of people there. So
Tell Gary I said hello.
he looks down. Yeah, miss that guy. All right, well,
fun
I'm
here.
gonna. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get back to my sewer probably because, you know, this place sucks.
I couldn't agree more.
See ya.
Have fun. And I'll watch him go just baffled holding this card. And then hold it out to Sequin and go, who's Gary?
Come on, sewer rat. We should probably tell the others the good news.
Oh,
Adults are talking now. Come on.
Well arbitered, by the way.
Say that again, sorry.
Hmm?
Oh, sorry. Did you ask me a question? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh no, I just in response to that, I went, well arbitered, by the way. That was very impressive.
It's not my first battle, shall we say?
Clearly.
Okay.
And I guess
so
we'll go off and try and we'll be searching
back to the
around
other
for
two?
the other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Takat and Rahat might have linked back up at this point after Rahat had that conversation.
Well, I was supposed to slide off and meet the queen.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So in fact, maybe Rahat. So
I would
yeah,
have-
let's.
Taken
Okay.
Rahat if they were about.
Okay. Yeah.
Seen everyone else was busy with chads and elevators.
So yeah, you two link back up, and you two are the first to see someone walking through the crowd who no one else is able to. It would seem like able to see. This isn't the Queen Anne herself, but what looks to be most likely her retainer, or sort of, greatest confidant. So you see her walking through the crowd. She looks like she's wearing this sort of like Victorian style dress, and a sort of like white powder style sort of like makeup, with red lips. So it really looks sort of her time. She's stalking through the crowd, walking towards you two, and no one else is like even glancing at her. And when you look at her, it's as though everything else sort of around you, around her, is sort of blurred. It's sort of difficult to see anything except from her when you're focusing on this Malkavian, who is striding up to the two of you in a very nice dress. She stops and she has a fan sort of waving in front of her face, and she says, I understand the two of you are here to see someone. Come with me.
Yes. We'll follow.
Yeah, am I able
She-
to use my occult knowledge to know what is happening here? That no one is looking at her?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
So
really
you
wanted
have
to know, you
magic.
could roll. If you wanted to guess, Landes, I mean, you can take a pretty.
Wait,
Pretty
I can
good
make it
guess.
up? Okay, she
I mean,
is
if
using...
you're hanging around me, she's using the same power I use all the time.
Aspects.
But no one notices? Like, no one at all?
No, she's probably using, like, she's a Malkavian,
Obfuscate?
so
Or whatever?
it would probably be obfuscate if she's
Okay.
Malkavian.
Yeah,
Unless she has like some plethora of powers.
right. Yeah, you don't know, but you were to guess that it's either that or some like slightly more powerful, variation or aberration of that ability. It is odd because they're, yeah.
Well, and your name is.
Lady Elizabeth Morehampton. I would
Well-
ask, but I already know. I saw the guest list.
Well, won't you lead the way?
Of course, darling. She leads you through a door behind the bar, where the Chads, Masquerade, and Co. have been talking. And sort of the sound of the party sort of drifts away a little bit, and you enter into a part of the shard which seems totally not in this right time, not in the right place. You enter into what feels like a very classically Victorian style home. The decor, suddenly you got these great carpets and artwork which is hanging, and she starts leading you through these hallways, past through doors, and then you're onto this beautiful wooden floor, varnish, that does not look at all at home, with the very sort of angular and minimalistic modern style that the rest of the shot had back there, and it gets a whole lot more sort of austere than the slightly dirty feel of the party room back there. She hasn't spoken yet, but she doesn't seem averse to looking back and talking to you when you're speaking.
She, as she's kind of walking and with kind of Rahat, I just say, does the Queen often spend her time in this side room? I would have thought they'd like it to be on the highest level, looking down on all the people who come to see her.
Well, not everybody can get to see the Queen unless they have an appointment made long in advance, and the appointment list at the current moment is rather long, but I understand due to something of a special case.
Well, I'm glad she can open up a space for us in these troubling times.
Oh, quite, yes. One must always be ready to adapt, especially in times as dangerous as these. I understand that the two of you and the rest of your companions are, well, not exactly new to London, but new to this London.
Indeed. I remember London being a very different place. Times changed quite a bit. Wouldn't you agree, Rahat?
Yes, we haven't yet had time to fully learn all the ways of the land here, just as I would expect upon a ruler of the land to be willing to see all the people, but apparently that has changed. So it's very gracious of her to see us now, though.
Great. Have you had a chance to acquaint yourselves with the, well, some of the new bloods back there in London society?
Their presence does not catch my attention. I only concern myself with those who are deserving of such attention, and the Queen is more than deserving.
Well put. Such a sadness, I'm sure, for you to have learned about the fate of former Prince Mithras.
It is sad that they have passed, but like all things in time, tend to come back around.
It is unfortunate to hear of one so great falling in such an unfortunate way.
True enough, more's the pity. There are so few of us now, and we must all stick together, especially with the Inquisition here. I trust you have not fallen afoul of any of their schemes.
Not yet. Has that been going on for very, very long?
No, not so long, but long enough for us to have felt the consequences. Perhaps the past 9 months or so now. Some would say that it's getting worse.
And we were told the Queen would particularly appreciate removals of these hunters. Have they offended her quite personally?
Well, any affront to London's kindred is an affront to our dear Queen. But she does find them most disturbing and unwelcome guests in her city. unfortunately, it is very difficult to remove them. If I were you, I would tread lightly before making any moves against Operation Antigen, as they call themselves. But I trust you're far too wise to do such a thing in the first place. Your friends, on the other hand, well, that's not so much the case, is it?
They are free to act how they wish. They are wise enough.
Well,
And-
not quite wise enough to stay away from Operation Antigen. Last night, their faces and descriptions of two of your friends were submitted to them. It's dangerous for them to be about.
You said yourself that this is a blight on the land, that it needs to be removed, that it personally offends the queen. I don't have the greatest care for every person in my group, but it seems they did nothing wrong by going against what is the biggest problem.
Oh, did I say they did something wrong? Goodness, no. Only that, well, by making themselves known, it does endanger others here in our society, and perhaps first and foremost yourselves. You see, the Inquisition are by no means above torture in order to gain information. Now, if they were to learn too much, then, well, it would be a danger to us all. I merely warn you so that you might temper them some caution, and let me assure you that I have expended some of my influence to make sure that that particular problem has gone away.
How gracious of you.
On the Queen's behest, you understand?
Of course. We being freshly awoken, those kinds of troubles can be distracting. I appreciate
Indeed.
removing that distraction.
Time for adjustment is to be expected, and, well, as soon as we became aware of any kindred becoming known, we try our best to protect them. Though, of course, our influences are limited to a point. We do the best we can.
Yes, I've heard quite a bit of the ship jumping of late.
Oh, do tell.
Well, with the Inquisition getting more of a foothold, I've heard more places are becoming more insular.
I'm afraid that is true. But such is the case when we're at war. There are only a certain few you can trust. I'm aware that the Queen wishes to ascertain as to whether or not you can be allies in this war. Naturally, you must have your own inclinations and objectives, but helping London society, well, hopefully you can keep that in mind as well.
I will make sure to always keep my actions in scope with what the Queen oversees. Never against. Unless, of course, an opportunity arises where that might be appropriate.
Oh, how you jest. Come, it's just through here. And she heads towards a door. Let's cut back to the elevator, where it should have been about 15 minutes for Jacob, Ulrika, and Mickey Blue.
All right, look, I've done it. Okay, if you just climb up and we'll go through the door, 67th floor, piece of piss.
Sweet.
All right.
Just go through the gap, yeah?
The two of them start climbing up to
Yep.
meet Jacob.
And I'll activate light as a feather so that I don't have to worry about falling or weighing anything, really.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Just climb up.
Yeah, you don't need to. You need
Real
to give it
easy.
a roll. Yeah, at this point, it's nice and easy.
It's a free cost. It's a super.
Exactly. Yeah.
thing.
Sweet. So you guys pop out in what looks to be a a Victorian manor from which you've entered into. Sounds of the party fade away, and you're in clearly another level.
I
the
very
shop.
much doubt this is actually on the architectural plans if we were to check them for this building.
Probably not.
Yeah, because checking the blueprints would be so fucking easy.
What? I mean, like, do you not have a city hall, like, at all?
I don't fucking know, mate. I'm just trying to give you shit.
Okay, well, you know, good job on the utter failure through your own ignorance. Now let's go and find the Queen.
Good job on taking 50 fucking minutes to turn a fucking screwdriver, mate.
Yeah, no, good point. You were doing an awful lot there trying to catch a glimpse up already.
Next time, just
sitting at the bottom. Yeah. No, you're right. You absolutely showed me there, Mickey. God, I wish you'd been there rather than trying to cop a feel on Ulrika for 15 fucking minutes.
Hey now. I did. I didn't try. I did.
Oh, good
She
job.
scratched my back. I scratched hers.
And how'd that work out for you? Are you married now?
No, I haven't been married in centuries.
Good stuff. Then shut your mouth and let's go and find the fucking Queen.
All right.
Okay, so we'll have to start looking around this Victorian abode. After the staff off, let's look around a bit.
Yeah.
And Elorca's
Every time
walking
you
through
do
with
something.
like the mindset, like she's like, if I were to ever have to sack this place, like she's doing like a mental inventory as she's walking through.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty.
definitely
it's pretty
looking for anything like expensive or.
So it's mostly
valuable.
You have the flower.
paintings. You suspect
Oh, yeah, I've
that
got
all
that.
these paintings are probably priceless. Yeah, there's a whole lot of.
Oh, Rika.
There's a
that
whole
one's
lot of.
nice.
If you know anything about art, it would be like the missing pieces that, like, oh, we never found this famous artist's missing piece.
Oh, I have the.
Maybe
other
it went
set
down in a
one.
German U-boat. You know, yeah, it's here. Yeah.
If I'd only
well.
known she had half, I would have brought the other one. But
I'll tell you what then. If we find the Queen and no one's watching on the way out, we'll try and half-inch it.
Good idea. all three of you are on the same level. Like, you got a plan. Like, yeah, good idea.
Sounds very, very safe. But yeah, we're going to search around for the obvious, potential queenage of it all.
technically we
of course,
won.
naturally.
We got to the floor first. That was
Oh
all
yeah, I
we
mean,
said.
without
We had
question,
to
we'll definitely rub it in the face of anybody who turns up after us later on.
So, the three of you come to, after a little look around and walking down some hallways, what looks to be a pretty obvious big grand entrance door.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll open it.
This seems suitably ominous.
Yeah, you you open it up, and inside there is a small, well, this would be a sort of like it's very grand but small waiting room. There is a bench, and Rahat and Takat are sitting at it. There's one other door to which the two of you have been explained that the Queen will see you when she's ready, type deal. So you guys are just in the waiting room, just the two of them.
Oh, aye, boss.
You made
Were
it.
there stairs?
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know how you got up here, but we just came up the elevator.
Yes.
I just walked up the stairs.
Yeah, it was pretty easy either way, I think. Have Lillian and Quinn not got here yet? Because that's going to be pretty funny when they do.
So, cut to Sir Quinn and Lillian stepping in the door, having been, let up by your contact, Natasha, who's arranged entrance.
God, we have been waiting absolutely hours for you guys. What were you doing
So
down
long. At
I
least
turn
15
to
minutes.
Natasha and I go, And this is my one.
You're on what?
She,
What's happening?
she stops, looks him up and down, and says, "I'll be going now. Good luck."
I think that's probably for the best for you. Yes. Thanks terribly. Oh, and should you wish for something a little more custom, and I'll reach into my bag and hand her my tailor's card.
She takes it and smiles. Effectively games to a radar and goes. So yeah, she takes it and leaves. As you guys are sort of settling back down and giving you guys each other shit, the door sort of creaks open a bit, and it is Lady Elizabeth Morehampton, who, for those of you who haven't met her yet, is the Victorian lady who's in this beautiful dress, red lipstick, and white powdered makeup. Seems very of her time. She's got a fan on her at all times. She pops her head open and says, "Oh, there are more of you. Well, welcome in." And she steps out. And a pleasure to meet you, Lady Elizabeth Morehampton.
I'm gonna sniff like Malkavian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
And thank Susie for the raid as well. Thank you guys.
Lillian Whitlock.
Yes.
Please don't mind him. He does that a lot.
Cute. Well, not to be rude, but some of you are expected earlier. And she kind of opens the door and looks towards Takat and Rahat, if you want to come in as well. And then the rest of you?
I'll walk in.
Want to follow Rahat, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah, she puts her fan in a way of you, Jacob. Just these two. For now.
Okay, I'll vanish and then follow them.
He does that a lot, too.
She does a little giggle and over her shoulder. I really must insist, Mister.
I've already gone. I'm ignoring her.
Okay, so you're out.
By the way, fans aren't the barrier you think they are.
I want to roll something. Can I roll against Jacob? Because I'm really worried about him fucking this up for us.
Yeah, I think there's a roll you can make for that, right?
Can it?
It should be a wits plus awareness to see him, or you could, if you want to.
Yoinked by the collar.
I'm just going to be calling out after him to try and persuade him to
you're right.
fucking do this.
We could play cards.
Oh, please do an obfuscate against me. That would be brilliant.
Would this be like a minute?
I never get to roll 20 dice at once.
Yeah, you can do manipulation plus persuasion.
Okay.
No, that's probably not going to work for me. What am I opposing this with then?
You don't have to, so we'll do this as Lillian will sort of make the case, and you, as Jacob, can decide whether or not Jacob listens.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, unless you're doing, some kind of spell or action, I won't make you guys
I'm just going to.
I persuade you to do what I want. Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to.
Yeah. We can see how convincing that is.
And of persuasion and manipulation. Let's double check the numbers on this. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
Okay, and what do you say?
Jacob, there are some people here who are incredibly powerful, and it's probably best not to use street skills to annoy them in a situation when we need their help. I'm sure you can find.
I thought we were just saying hello and giving her the
style.
poxy fucking flower.
Well, you'll have an opportunity to do that later. Please don't.
All right, look.
It would probably take them 15 minutes.
All right, look. If they're not fucking, if we're not getting in now, then do we get food or anything?
Did you not eat downstairs?
I was climbing a fucking elevator.
You need to go to the toilet, Jacob. Do I need to
No, I
check
just-
every time you leave a location to make sure you're ready
It's
to go?
fine. If I need a piss, I'll go in the corner. It's not a problem.
Can we shout at each other in here, please?
Let's cut
Fine,
back to
okay then.
Rat and to Cat.
We'll turn this car around, young man.
Yeah.
Slowly close.
Mom!
Thank you.
For the second roleplay session in a row.
Quinn want to arm wrestle?
So- all right then. So let's see. The two of you enter in, and you are allowed into a very grand-looking room, and this really looks a little bit more like a throne room than it does look like an office or anything like that. It is exceptionally grand. All sorts of exotic decor and very expensive looking items and artifacts which lay about this room. Several rather beautiful looking chaise-longue. You know, you've got some like marble pillars and stuff. It's like, oh man, this is a nice office, and it's huge as well. Like I mentioned, there's no actual throne, but you do see the Prince of London, who sits in it's a very nice office chair, but it's not actually the Iron Throne or anything like that. You're not alone in this room either. Aside from the Queen, you can see around her there's a sort of coterie of followers and thralls, maybe a dozen or so, who sit around a table drinking. They have stopped as you enter and turn to look, and you sense that most of these, some of these are kindred, but some of them are just thralls or mortal agents who are sitting in the room as her sort of as her court, perhaps. Queen Anne herself is immediately commanding with her gaze as you enter in, and is wearing a similarly styled dress to that of her agent, Lady Morehampton, though way more grand. The kind of thing that the artistry for which is being made has probably been not lost, but only in the hands of very few. And you suspect that this is probably quite an ancient dress which has been kept. And the jewelry which she wears is, again, exquisite. It doesn't seem like there's any object in this world which someone like this probably couldn't or hasn't already procured. She looks upon the two of you as you enter in, and the door closes behind you. And Lady Morehampton is actually left in the room back with the others who are squabbling. She's probably off to get them some food.
A quick question.
Yeah.
The Queen was the one that I enchanted, right?
Well, you had enchanted the thrall technically, yeah, but through her.
So it's on the Queen. Can I tell it then, or is it on the mechanically?
Yeah, mechanically it was on the thrall. I mean, we're getting a little squirrely with where the rules actually are on that, but yeah, I mean, you don't think she's certainly not under your sway, but she was swayed by you, if that makes sense.
Okay. Just so I can kind of get a gauge of kind of how I want to act. And also, since there's old people in this room, do I recognize anyone?
For the most part, these are just sort of useless thralls that you don't recognize. But let's see. They do.
There was like some kindred.
You could roll me not influence. Just want to know to see if there's anyone that you would definitely know. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Etiquette.
Like a wits plus etiquette or an intelligence plus etiquette, perhaps. See if you just know who they are, if they're like a famous kind of person, you know.
Etiquette. As I assume Tete is like focused on the Queen and is like I know that they are gonna take care of that interaction. I'm not even looking at her. I'm staying a step behind them and analyzing the room to make sure there's no one else hiding there's no surprises to them, like anything I need to inform them of. That's what I'm like completely just supporting them in what they're doing right now.
Okay, you could roll a like a wits plus awareness to scan the room.
I got 3 successes. Also, I have the thing
Cool.
Primogen, that one.
Mhm.
That does anything in this. I'm respected.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to tell you that there are 2 people who you know who are essentially our contacts of the Queen who are also in this room. The first of which is Bembe Alvarez. I'll send these spellings in our chat as well.
Oh,
He
cool.
is he is an old Caribbean man who knows pretty much everyone across the rail network in London. So that was probably true even in like back when you were awake, or at least you can recognize by reputation, and you may have seen a picture of him before. The other is Austin Leviticus, who is a society gossip, who you know to have a cocaine problem, but runs the city's organized crime. So this guy, while there may be mortal faces to organized crime and mafia type activities, Austin Leviticus is the person who's really running pretty much all of those shows. It's
Okay.
interesting that he's someone in the court, but maybe not unsurprising.
And I haven't interacted with any of them before, have I? Just in the past.
You can decide.
Okay, I think
It's
maybe
sort of old enough where maybe you have,
I think Bambi probably then. So I walk in, put my stuff on a table, and kind of bring up my hands, both of them to my chest, and kind of cross hatch them, and bow in a very cordial manner. Thank you for seeing us so early, Queen Anne. I am, as you most likely know, Taket Itet Menhet. I bring blood, salt, and wine for friendship, alliance, and good dealings. And like
She gives you
I'll like put my hand on the blood as like because it's darker, kind of hinting that it's my blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she gives you a long look and slowly sort of moves her gaze over to Rahat. While you haven't been paying any attention to that, Rahat. Oh, in fact, let's check your roll. How did your
3 successes, I think.
Yeah, so there's a couple of hiding Nosferatu on the ceilings here. Yeah, about half a dozen.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. But while you have been checking that out, you do feel, you feel like the heat of her gaze as she looks upon you, awaiting your sort of formal introduction.
I'll remember that I'm supposed to do that, and sort of give a bow and just echo Takatetet's words to thank her. Thank you for seeing us. From having spoken to several people around, it seems you are very well aware of what has been happening with us. It is nice of you to see us so that we may understand more what it is you, as the new ruler of this area, are requiring of your kindred.
She nods once to the both of you as though accepting of that, and one of the thralls comes and takes the blood gift which you've brought Takat, and places it on a table close to her. She now you can get a closer look at her. She's got this sort of short grey hair, which looks, while immaculately styled, it really does show sort of some age. that she doesn't seem embarrassed or in need of hiding. Doesn't wear any makeup either, unlike Lady Morehampton. And she speaks quite commandingly and simply says, "You have my attention. I suggest you don't waste it."
As you know, we have freshly awoken. The current Inquisition problem and the passing of Mithras has been noted. And we are here to make sure that the current situation passes without further losses, as I hear many have gone of late. Of course, this is something that we cannot fully control, regardless of our station. It is something we all must come to understand that with time, mortals will always advance, and we will always be against them. So in this, I offer kinship, friendship, and non-aggression on my part.
I would expect no less of any kindred in my city.
For how long in your city, we do not know. So every ally is a point in everyone's favor. Tell me, how did Mithras die?
The room has fallen very awkwardly silent when you state that, and she raises a hand quite suddenly, and you watch as the thralls filter out of a side door, leaving the group of you alone, all aside for those lying in wait on the ceiling. Mithras was killed, they say, by the bombs.
That is what I hear they say.
In truth, he was murdered by my sire, Valerius. He confessed to killing Mithras to me.
Is this a name I recognize?
Yeah, you do remember that name. While you don't remember Queen Anne, or like having interacted a lot with her personally, you had dealings with Valerius, insofar as you know that he was also a member of the Mithraic cult and a friend to Mithras. Though he was sort of more on the sidelines of the organization. You knew he was involved and friends with Mithras, but like he didn't show up to the club meetings every weekend, you know.
That
With the sewer rats.
poser.
Yeah, right. He's a fake fan.
And his name was again, sorry?
Valerius.
Valerius. Oh, nice. Oh, I remember Valerius very well. Are you still close with your sire?
Alas, I am not. Not at all.
Then
After this betrayal was confessed to me, I have to admit I was in something of a difficult situation. I did not kill my sire. I could not. But neither could I have him close any longer.
I know the feeling. There's no weakness there. I hope I will not gain offense to you if I find this person and I kill them. In your behalf, of course.
On the contrary, I have been looking for some people that I could trust or learn to trust. This seems like a worthy challenge, so that I know that your proposal is in earnest.
I'm going to walk forward to her.
Mhm.
I'll get 10 feet from her. My proposal is indeed earnest. I know the heavy weight that you have sitting in that chair. And I truly offer you nothing but friendship and alliance. I am not here for games. I'm not here to take your seat. I'm merely here to solve a problem. The Inquisition and the current state of the cult.
Very well. In return for your help, I will help you in any ways that I can. I trust that Lady Morehampton has told you that we've seen to a certain security issue with some of your kindred. I can do this and more.
I thank you. They can be impulsive.
Quite. I suspect that you have a favor or two to ask.
We need as out character, we need a seal, right? A rose seal?
Yes, one of the 4 artifacts is a rose seal. It is Mithras's, or at least was.
I need Miphras's old rose seal.
I do have it. And I will give it to you once you deal with Valerius.
Of course. And if you enjoy my gift, and I point to the large vase of blood, perhaps we can meet again on more relaxed airs.
I would like that. You must have vast amounts of knowledge and experience that would be very useful to us in this war. And while you have come unexpectedly, I'm not one to look a gift pharaoh in the mouth. She grins a little bit as though she's enjoyed that one. Old lady jokes.
I'll smile and say to her, whenever you need to have a taste of the knowledge that I have, you need merely but ask.
Thank you. Valerius, well, I know his location and can give it to you. Though he is a powerful elder, you will want to be very careful in seeing to him. I'm not sure exactly how you like to get things done, but there are a few options available to you. Perhaps it would be better if the rest of your retinue were here for this part.
Before they enter, I have one more thing to ask. Do you know who is in charge of this new Inquisition? And has anyone taken the steps to parley?
There is no route to parley. Once we received a message inviting us to some such gathering. We sent one. They never returned. I do know of one high-ranking antigen agent whose details I could give to you. Though their true leader, we do not know yet. Though the same goes for us. We are as of yet unaware who truly runs Kindred Society. Indeed, how it operates at all. Right now, they've taken out a few loose ends, but nothing more. Every day they get closer, however.
Yes, if you could send me that information, I would be most grateful. And when my other associates come in, I apologize in the way that they may act.
Oh, don't worry. I'm quite aware. As Prince, one gets used to this kind of behavior from the rabbles.
Doesn't one just?
Your lady-in-waiting mentioned something about which among the kindred to trust against the agents of the antigen. Do you suspect any kindred have been turned?
And no. Foolish, easily manipulated, yes. Information is crucial at a time like this. I trust very few of what I've shared with you today.
And Valerius, did he tell you why he murdered Mithras?
He was hungry for power.
So simple.
Once Mithras was dead, Valerius ruled as prince for a time, until I took over the show.
So short-sighted of him.
No doubt he will pay for his crime quite shortly now. Though it brings me no great pleasure.
Indeed. And I will kind of walk back to where Rahat is, kind of keeping that pretense of distance.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're ready.
Back outside, I imagine there's been squabbling for a little while.
I'm just saying, this is the problem with you.
Stop saying.
No, look. All right, look.
You even have to inhale. It's quite remarkable.
We were going to go in and it would have been fine, but now we're out here and this is nothing now.
Oh, it just burns you, doesn't it?
Oh,
it
for fuck's
burns
sake!
you to not know what's going on in that room.
Could you get down off your fucking mat and so on?
Yeah. And so on and so forth.
And Quinn and Ulrica's moved like a side table over, and she and Quinn are arm wrestling.
It's the noise putting me off. It's just not as firm as it normally would be. I
just
can't
weak.
concentrate.
I heard that's about you.
Like Quinn's also trying to stay
even
back.
In the midst of the fight that we're having right now. There's still time to mock Quinn whenever possible.
I imagine Quinn's like really nervous of this arm wrestle because last time he arm wrestled, like Ulrika headbutted him unconscious or something like that, like midway through.
Yeah, probably.
So, yes, amidst this, Lady Elizabeth Morehampton clears her throat and opens the door slightly ajar.
That's a nice
Finally.
one you got there.
I just pop up and then throw the doors open the rest of the way.
You're the kind of person who cannot simply enter one door of a double doors, aren't you?
Oh no, I should probably also mention she has the flaw infamous, mostly in supernatural circles, because she does.
All right.
I just felt like I should.
I think we're lucky you didn't take an axe to the door, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm. I was told this wasn't that kind of party and I left it at home.
Yeah.
You know, you're not wearing your formal attire.
I
Have you got
did
your
my hair
evening
though.
axe with you?
Yeah.
Just a little hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like a clutch bag.
Yeah. I imagine we're going to walk in still bickering. Right, but it could have
No,
been so much easier. Look, no, what? What are you shushing me for fucking now?
You look at
You're not even going to make
Queen
eye
Anne and
contact.
then-
and carry on walking.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the corner of the ceiling you got there, but I'm over here actually. Hold on, I'm doing this in front of her face.
She looks like there's a little corners of her mouth are turned up in a smile, and she shares a knowing glance with Takat.
Quinn's actually going to go in really formal and he's going to full on kneel before her. Your Highness.
God, you are a ponce.
And he will stay kneeled until he's kind of given the at ease.
Yeah, the Queen says, we can skip the formalities. I've already had a very long night. I know who you all are, and you know who I am. I've spoken with your leader, and it has become clear to me your objectives. I have offered assistance in this matter, giving you Mithras's seal in return for the execution of Valerius, who is the kindred responsible for the murder of your former leader, Mithras.
So not bombs then.
Quite.
I knew it wasn't bombs.
Who the fuck spread that story around? That was ridiculous. Even a fucking child would see that one. Quinn would see through that one. Quinn, could you go up?
Quinn will stand up.
I didn't realise you were still on your knees.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he'll awkwardly stand looking at his knees for a second, like, why are you still kneeling, you idiot? This always happens.
Every
Like giving
social
himself stuff,
situation.
like-
Last time I went to pick up the kids, I was kneeling in front of the teacher for like 20 minutes. She didn't know what to do.
Do excuse him, as I'm sure you know, as somebody of your rank, everybody has their preferred position, and that apparently is his.
Oh, God.
Well, it's one way to go, I suppose.
I could see it.
I mean, it's
Vicky
always
Blue
a
is,
way
Obama.
Vicky Blue is also there. You're like, yeah.
Quinn will try. Permission to speak, Your Majesty.
I fucking hate you.
She leans forward with a smile. Granted, Sir Knight.
Valerius is not a name that I've heard of. Is there any information you could give as to where he could be, or
Yes.
any particular dangers he might pose?
He is an elder vampire, and as such, he is incredibly powerful and dangerous. I don't suspect this will be altogether that easy. I do have his location. He has a haven in the Docklands. I will give you the address. See that my lady-in-waiting gives it to you. Along with the contact, an Operation Antigen agent. This person will know much. But, of course, that is something of what they call a nuclear option, as Operation Antigen, not to be trusted. If you were to go to this agent's address and persuade them into giving you some information, there may be protection around their house.
That's all right. We're pretty good at, like, persuasion. Ulrika, show me your hand. Claws or something, you fucking gangrel.
Yeah.
Do something dramatic. Don't just be like, all right.
No,
Jazz
she
hands
has her claws out from the elevator still, probably. I doubt.
Oh,
she pulled them
Jesus
back
Christ. Okay.
in. Yeah,
You're just
claws
walking
out.
around like a werewolf. Were you wrestling Quinn with your hands in like claws?
Yeah,
'Cause that would explain a lot
yes.
about why he was crying so much.
And not meaning to cast any aspersions on what you're saying, but how was your she's not said it's her sire, right? How was this person able to defeat Mithras.
Have I heard of this punk, Valerian?
So, if any of you, you may have heard the name Valerius. You may have met Valerius before, depending on your level of, and you can decide this to your own characters, your own level of commitment to and rank within the Mithraic cult. If you are up high, you've probably met.
So.
If not, then you might have heard the name.
Which one were they?
Is it a betrayal? That's how he was able to kill.
Oh,
If-
yeah.
Almost
Yes,
Well,
certainly
eventually,
if-
yeah.
if she's their
Yeah,
sire.
because he's. Sorry,
Yeah, so the Queen will explain to you that they were like best friends, and Valerius who
never
classically
liked-
stabbed him in the back to gain power of the Mithraic cult after you guys had been put to sleep, and so she'll walk you through those
have to kill him.
events.
And how many
I mean,
follows?
it's not really hard, is it?
How many followers? Does he have?
I sent Valerius into an exile of sorts. None will follow him, but he himself is powerful enough.
So you sent him into exile rather than, for example, killing him.
He is my sire. As such, the decision to kill Valerius was not one I could make easily or personally. But the longer I have left it waiting, it has rotted in the back of my mind.
Right,
Now
yeah, no,
upon the
that
arrival-
feeling's actually guilt, I think you're looking for.
No, it is not.
I know.
Regardless, you can attempt a straightforward attack upon his location. You could speak to Operation Antigen to get more information, or subterfuge is possible as well.
All people have a weakness. Knowing exactly the spot to apply pressure, shall we say, can often win a fight that's otherwise unwinnable, and you would be best placed to advise us on that.
Valerius was always arrogant. I suspect that much has not changed in his exile.
Good to know.
I leave the details of the assassination up to you so that I can have some plausible deniability.
Yeah, no one's going to suspect you for a second, don't worry.
Oh, I have no doubt they
And
will.
I elbow Jacob. Gift.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got you this. Hold on. Dead rat. Bit of rope. Lillian's hanky. Oh, yeah, we got you this. There you go. How's that? We're told like flowers or something nice. So anyway, this is like worth multiple millions of pounds. What's that? Is that good?
You can place it on the table there with the others.
All right then.
Where
I'll
did
just
the
swing
base
it
go?
over. I couldn't fit it in my coat. Maybe maybe that's why she didn't like it.
It was a nice touch.
Yeah, the bars really brought the whole priceless diamond rose together, didn't it?
And I'll take the box with the necklace that I'd taken out of my display case, open it just to present to her so she could see it. There's a story to it that I believe is appropriate. And if you wish to hear it, one day I shall tell it to you, but I fear that we both have more important matters at hand. Perhaps over victory drinks.
Let us see if victory comes easily to you. Let us hope that it does. Go ahead.
I'll say, as this is going on, can I roll like an insight just to see personally if I believe what she's spinning?
Go ahead. Manipulation plus, insight.
Okay, so I'm not good at this at all. Oh, 3 successes though. So I never lose.
Yeah, you think she's telling the truth. If she's lying to you, she's way better at lying to you than you are at reading her.
Quinn will
It
look
does
to
sort of
Cat.
it does sort of make sense as well. The whole the Valerius, like, I mean, typically, like, you've been in a lot of cults. Like, cult leaders get killed off by their best mates all the time. A2 Valerius.
The cat doesn't really like care because they're like a good ally to have.
Yeah, sure.
So I think like Atakas is just like noticing how hard they are to read and kind of keeping that as like that's kind of information enough for them.
Mm-hmm.
Quinn will look to Cat. I take it you have agreed terms which are suitable for you.
Well, we are here for the item, and we have agreed to this item for the killing of Valerius, for the murder of Mithras. A simple exchange for an allyship.
As well as information on agents of antigen.
Yes. One cannot do anything without the puppeteer's knowledge.
Quinn will nod, kind of. If it's okay with them, he's sorted.
Very well. Speak with Lady Morehampton for some of the details, and should you be in need of any weaponry, then we have quite a sizable armory you're welcome to use.
Yes.
Yes to weapons.
Hold on, Arika. I'll go look for a trolley so you can get it all out of here.
How about vehicles?
Did you say what?
How about vehicles?
Sure, something can be arranged, but these details are for Lady Morehampton. Now, is there anything else? And Mickey gonna yeah, there was
I just kind of like push him forward a bit.
yeah, there was one thing. So Queen, you know how there's that club what McCabe runs, which is it's great and all. We don't talk about it that much, but yes, I am aware of this brawling arena. And Mickey says, well, thing is, I've been banned a couple of times now, and it's a lifetime, unlifetime ban. And I reckon the guy was asking for it. It was not a big.
Did you get that?
Well, I just, it got limbs were everywhere. But basically, I was wondering. And she says, "Yes, Mickey, your membership has been renewed. Enjoy yourself.
I want one.
And
where do I get one?
Perhaps bring the others if any of you are interested.
Yes.
It's quite good sport.
Finally.
I watch it on my plasma.
Finally found it.
It's like the WWE, but with vampires.
Exactly, that's what it is.
I have all the channels.
One request. Potentially, we may need to flush out Valerius. If the questions start coming, could you maybe hint that someone has the seal already? If you think someone's trying to bring back Mithras, it may pull his attention if we need it.
If I am contacted by Valerius,
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know that character.
You don't know.
Okay, sorry, ignore that.
In fact, I think.
If Sir Quinn wouldn't have said it, I mean, if you want Sir Quinn to have said that as a mistake, you totally can have done.
Prepared to roll slap across back of head. Okay, I'm
Does
ready.
Quinn know about it though?
Yeah,
I thought just you and Rahat talked about it. or
So
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
I don't even think we were there. I think we were in the
Tech-
sewer at the time,
Yeah.
actually.
I
Yeah,
think
we were
Cat and
in a
Rahat
sewer.
definitely know. You know, you may have an idea that these things could be used, but I'm not sure if Siquin would definitely know.
It's me taking my notes and kind of reading through that. Sorry, I think that's me.
Yeah,
jumping
no, that's
in.
fine. Yeah, it happens. We've been off for a couple of weeks.
But if you want to say it, it's still fun to say. And...
yeah, you can have said it if you want.
And I'm definitely still rolling slap on back of head if you do say it.
Likewise.
Uh-huh.
We'll do a double, one on each ear.
And then I'll just.
And then Ulrich will just kill him with one blow. No, we were just tapping him. Oh dear. As he flies off the shard.
Yeet him off. Okay. So with that, then it is clear to you that your meeting with Queen Anne Bowsley is over, and that seems like a perfect moment to end tonight's episode of Fall of London as well. With a big party and a big meeting behind us, we've got an assassination to carry out, and guess what? You guys are now all sewer rats. Side quest unlocked. You've now got faction quests.
And we learned about Fight Club.
Sorry,
You know about
what's all
Fight
this?
Club?
What's all this? You all shit. I think 2 people are sewer rats.
Oh
The rest of us
no,
are
no,
fine.
No,
No,
we're all
I
no.
did
sewer rats.
not agree to this.
All
You don't
sewer
have to
rats.
agree to become a sewer rat. That's
Apparently not.
No, yeah,
So
it's not
We've
voluntary.
decided
It's
in private chat it's actually spelt swear rats because they got all
Swear.
their patches made with a spelling mistake in it and didn't notice until it was bought.
too late, yeah. Oh man. Well, that is tonight's episode of Fall of London. If you guys there in chat enjoyed it, thank you for watching, and do let us know if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a like, drop us a comment. We love reading them. Thank you guys for staying with us. So we've had a couple of weeks off here. We are fully back into the action, and if you want to check out Fall of London yourself, the link will be in the description of the YouTube video. And exclamation point FOL will take you to Fall of London. We're sponsored here by Modiphius Entertainment and Paradox Interactive. So check out Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. And yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. We're getting into it now, and this is a really fun chronicle to start playing through and really get our teeth into. Thank you guys for all the raids today as well. It's very much appreciated. And let's see, there's a couple I wanted to mention. It was Onyx Path and Clary Games, Susanna Grace, as well as the I guess the sub by Godfather Rafe and Morgana Lee Faye. Thank you guys. But let's get right across to the crew. Did we enjoy ourselves tonight? Where can we find you guys online to keep up with all the cool projects and stuff that you get up to when you're not here on Tuesday for 3 hours doing this and all of the rest of time that exists? So let's start with Adam. How was that tonight, and where can we find you, my friend?
Oh yeah, that was great fun. It's always a good time. Glad to be back in it. I'm Call of Cthulhu on Twitch. You can find me streaming horror games full-time Monday to Saturday at 1 o'clock GMT.
Fantastic stuff. And Jess, how about yourself?
Hi, I'm Jess. Yeah, that was fun. Rahat doesn't like peopling, but that was fun to it was she was very awkward, but that's fun to do sometimes. But I'm Jess. You can find me at go_JG on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram on itch.io if you want to find all my weird quirky indie games and all that good stuff. I do video games, I do TTRPGs, and you can find me playing games other places like with Pro tomorrow, perhaps, maybe. I'll let them tell you.
Fantastic stuff. And Amelia, how about yourself?
Hey, oh, that was a lot of fun. I really missed playing Lillian and playing with you lot. Apparently I'm a sewer rat now, so yay.
Just you and Quinn. Just to be clear, only you and Quinn.
No, please.
if
I wanna
I
join
didn't
sewer
agree
rats
to it,
too.
and you didn't agree to if I'm in, you guys are in. I'm not
It's an
taking this one.
involuntary.
I
it's
have
an
no
involuntary
idea how
to
that
being.
logic works.
No,
but
not me. Not me.
Who said,
You
who
were
said
there
there was
making
logic?
the arrangement.
Who's bringing logic into this?
That was
Let's get
literally-
that out of here.
We were in a fucking elevator. We didn't join shit.
You were in a fucking
Quinn has
elevator.
no idea about
Definitely
negotiation.
join.
It was just yeah. Oh, by the way, I
Yeah.
agreed to this thing on your behalf. Apparently,
All
But that's
5
how
of
that
us.
Honestly, Quinn doing anything social skills wise is my favorite part about this whole campaign because he could
Oh.
not be shitter at it. And we've got like like 2 members of our group who are literally built for it, and Quincy just stand there holding a sword and looking threatening, but he keeps on doing persuasion checks
trying.
for some fucking reason.
It's kind of adorable, and Lillian is
He's a knight.
absolutely going to attempt to fuck with him in future if they come up against this barman.
He's like the barbarian rolling a wisdom check every
We're
day
going to
in
Fight
D&D.
Club.
You're
We're
like,
gonna
please
start
stop.
it.
If you found Lillian's collarbones awkward, oh, have you got a treat in store for you? But yes, I'm
You're
Amelia
gonna
Tyler.
find that guy's dick really, really problematic.
He's probably
Well,
spending
isn't
so much time at the gym to make up for something. That's all I'm saying. He might be fine.
I don't think this is going to be like this is going to be like his first ever gay sex occasion, so I don't think it's going to be a big problem size. He'll just be so excited to be involved.
We can all be outside the door waving flags, little rainbow flags.
This is the first
Yay,
time he's
we're
got
so
laid
proud
in
of you,
600
yay!
years. Oh,
Congrats! I'll buy a hat. But yeah, I'm Amelia Tyler. I'm a voice actor for video games, and when I'm not doing that, because you're not allowed to talk about that sort of stuff until it's out, because NDAs. When I'm not doing that, I am over here Mondays doing this, and no, Tuesdays doing this, Mondays doing the Game of Thrones game, the Song of Ice and Fire, Crownlands. Not quite sure how that's gonna go, because shit went down my last show with them. So, yeah. Tune in on Monday and see if that is me back in that show or not. Who knows?
Yes,
But you
the
can
way
find me
find out.
on Twitter as Amelia Tyler and over here on Twitch as Amelia Tyler.
Great stuff. Love it. And Pro, what about yourself, everyone?
Hey, yeah, no, it was super great. I had lots of fun. Loved the Chad interaction and the date that came from it. So we will get fangs and smooching or biting and smooching. I can't remember what the name I put up for this. I'm happy for that.
Smooches and
also-
bites.
Smooches and bites. There we go. That was
that's,
it.
that's the one. Yeah.
It's all good. Maybe
also
you'll
as well-
join the sewer rats too.
I know, right? Also as well, Amelia, I think I'll be back, but only in winter, because then I think that's really appropriate for your character in the Game of Thrones game. But yes, I am Pro Restarter. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all over the same name. Tomorrow I have a one-shot happening. It's a D&D game, but set in a Afrofuturism cyberpunk setting. So it's going to be all modern, neon, and fun at 1 p.m. EST. Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Go check it out. Let's see. Laugh Love Lindy. Same question.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, that was super fun. I loved this episode. I'm actually amazed our elevator shaft plan worked.
Yeah, I was so surprised that we didn't
You
just get
seem
fucked
so
down the
dead set
fucking
on it,
massive, like,
you couldn't take it away.
Go sharp squad.
Yes, and now we're part of the sewer rats, and Ulrika
Big
has
win.
caught wind of Fight Club and is the most excited she's been since waking up. Finally, after all the
Could it be Fight
disappointment
Club?
of no more fighting in the streets, it's back. It's a
Fight
brawl.
Club.
Someone maybe rip some limbs off.
Bang.
Yeah, Fight
You know,
Club.
in Fi-
I
you know,
love
in
it.
Fight Club, you're not allowed to kill the other person, right?
They say that.
They let
We'll
Mickey
see
back
what
His name
in.
was Gary. His name was
They let
Gary.
Mickey back in, so you know.
God,
If the
that's
question
actually going
is
to
if
become
anybody-
a fucking meme, isn't it? Oh no.
The real thing is that everyone's gonna try to fight her. Only the young people might because she's infamous. So we'll see how that. But you can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Pretty much any social media. I called dibs on that name. So in about 2 hours, we are not doing our regular Ravenloft tonight. We're gonna be doing a crazy one shot. I have no idea what yet, but it'll be fun. And then tomorrow on this channel we'll have roleplay roundup. In the evening after I believe it's the Vihander game, and then on Thursday, Death's Curios. And it's getting pretty good. So a New Year's party might go really bad really fast. So that'll be fun.
Fantastic stuff.
And that's about it.
Well, that just leaves us with lots of mostly Scarf.
Hello. That was really good, and like I'm liking Quinn, the bumbling, like chivalrous, stupid, arrogant. Yeah, it's all the worst things about me. YouTube, I love you. Thank you very much for leaving lovely comments and watching us all the time. See, I shout you out, no one else does. I'm Gareth. I have a actual play podcast called the Murder Hobros. You can find it on Twitter. You can find it on iTunes. Loads of we're blown away by how many people are listening all over the world. So I'm guessing a lot of that is to do with these guys and you guys watching. So thank you very much for that. So if you've not heard it, check it out. Really, really happy. And also, I don't like Will.
Good stuff. Join them. Join the crew. Get in line behind everyone else. So yeah, that's those guys. Go check them out. Go follow them. Go do the stuff. And yeah, as for us, as I mentioned, go check out Roleplay Roundup tomorrow at 5 here on the channel after Zweihander so that's at 5 o'clock Eastern. And then check out Star Trek as well later this week on the channel for some good Star Trek action. It's also sponsored by Modifius.net. Who sponsors the show as well. So big thank you to you guys showing up. Really appreciate it. We know we had a couple of weeks off, but it's great to have the whole crew back together and you guys there in chat hanging out with us. That's all from us. Until next time, try not to roll too many now ones. We want to be the laughing when you do. Oh, and of course, we'll play us out is Noir Enigma. If you haven't gone and followed them on Twitter, go ahead and do so. They're the wonderful person who's been doing some of the songs and music for some of these Encounter roleplay shows and generally just does some great D&D themed music. So what could be better? Yeah, that's it. Good night, guys. Bye.
Sewer rats for life.
Sewer rats for
life. Encounter roleplay for the 7 Tuesdays. Vampire the Masquerade. Maintain the Masquerade. Rouse from torpor. These vampires find much more than they think lies in store. Just maintain the Masquerade. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. Hope that somebody can hear the call. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. The fall of London, London falls. Hope that somebody can hear the call. Just maintain the masquerade. Maintain the masquerade. Maintain this masquerade. Maintain the masquerade.